When I talk of the Matrix, I'm talking about the systems which have been created by society, which are deliberately designed to enslave. In the movie, the Matrix were used for our body heat, but here, in this Matrix, we're used for our efforts and our energies. And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor.
Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G's only. Too many phony, masculine homies. Females acting like they are holy. Ends up being lonely. No time for games, weightlifting games, betting some flames. Too many names, breaking their chains. Me busy switching lanes. Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Your mind must be stronger than your feelings. People betray, even if they're reading. Stay away from the demons, life has a meaning. No use in repeating, yeah. People don't like it when I keep it going. My rap is the best and I keep it flowing. My social media keeps on growing. My looks I keep blowing. Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G. Yeah, top G, people wanna come and minus me. Everybody look at me, I'm a G. Why you mad at me? Cause I'm a G.
Dancing is enjoying an enormous boom, partly as the result of the war, but also owing to the popularity of a new vogue started by the Lambeth Walk. Knees Up Mother Brown in costume, a modern rendering by experts of the traditional ditty. Who was Mother Brown? Well, she was an old lady, not at all like the majority of young people now thronging the ballrooms, but here's the song with the steps, Judge for yourself.
Knees up, Mother Brown. Come along, dearie, let it go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. It's your blooming birthday. Let's wake up all the town. So knees up, don't get the breeze up, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Come along, dearie, let it go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. It's your blooming birthday. Let's wake up all the town. So knees up, don't get the breeze up.
The computer, an extension of the human intellect, center of the most calculating intelligence on Earth.
I am the computer man, and I am ready for questions now, thank you.
Mr. Computer Man, how much is 2 plus 2?
4.
Mr. Computer Man, how do you spell cat? Mr. Computer Man, how do you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
With letters. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. Computer man is very wise. He speaks the truth, he never lies. So if there's something you don't understand, just ask the computer man.
Hi, Mr. Computer Man. My name is Jenny. I have a question for you.
Wait, Jenny does not compute. What is your number, please?
Number? I don't have a number. I'm a person.
A person? A person? Amazing! I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can.
Do you know what nemesis means? A righteous infliction of retribution manifested by an appropriate agent. Personified in this case by an honourable cunt. Me.
Play us a sad song, Jack. A nice sad one. When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. When the tears come streaming down your face. 'Cause you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. What could be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Up above or down below. When you're too in love to let it show. Oh, but if you never try, you'll never know just what you're worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, but I
a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun.
You have no idea what's coming. You incinerated the priest's temple.
What is it you can't face?
You see, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun.
Pistol. It's quite unique, as you'll see. It also fires a shotgun cartridge for use in messy, close range. These you're familiar with?
Yes, sir.
You stabbed the devil in the back. What do you think he'll do?
First of all, I would like to make one thing quite clear. Excuse me, Captain, haven't we forgotten to thank the Lord?
Maria? It seems to be the will of God that you leave us. The Lord will show you in his own good time.
Yeah! We're smashing it, haven't we? Big up Jason and Rosie on YouTube, man, from Barnhouse. Big up Ricky Clark, Scotty D. Big up Scotty D, man, in the place to be. Big up Jay Blackburn and Ross Burgess. Big up, give up Rossi. Big up, give up Brucey. Rocking it up. Big up the Dice man. We're rocking this fucking manor. We're rocking the Langdon, man, aren't we? Yeah, man.
Come
big
down to
Ricky
London, you get fucked up and all that.
Big up the Black Widow. We're gonna get fucked up, boy.
Go on, Rainbow Jacket.
Yeah, Rainbow Jacket on the house show. We're gonna smash this place out. Gonna rinse it. Gonna rinse it. Gonna rock it. Rock it. Rock it. Here we go. Rock it. Gonna rock it. Gonna rock it, yo. In the place to be. We're gonna rock it. It's fun MC. We're gonna rock it. Gonna take to the rocket to the moon. Gonna be back on the silver spoon, yo. Because we're rocking the place. Gonna switch the place. Big up Rosie and JC. Big up Scotty D, yeah. Big up Ricky Corb in the house. Big up Briscoe.
Go bust the chat then, Dave.
Big up Scotty D in the place,
Bust
yo.
the chat then, Dave.
Don't come to my yard, yo, because you won't like what you're seeing. It's about to give you a see now. So don't come to my yard, hey! Even if you we were fun about, won't be coming home, yo. Rainbow Jack, where you been now? All the time, yo. Switch to the play show, on the play show. We're gonna rock this play show. It's far now, rocking that queue, yo. Big up Rosia, and JC, and Scotty D in the place to be. Because we're Barnell crew, Nowhere crew. We're rocking it, shucking it. We're gonna go somewhere. I don't know where. Go to the stars, go to the moon. Never know, we'll be back soon, yo.
Getting high on amphetamine and ecstasy, Dave. Bust it, Dave. Rainbow Jacket.
Rainbow Jack, where you been now? How's time, yo? You've been away so long, yo. At the nightclub. Getting on fire, amphetamine.
Right, we're wrapping up, Dave. Big up who you want to big up, and then we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. There's no go chatting up. Go chatting up my woman, because I'll kill you with a knife. Don't come down, don't take my wife. I'll kill you.
Jonny's got the legend. From the heart of a monk, the legend was born. In the streets and stages where rebels are sworn. Jonny Scab, the name they know. A creative force with an unyielding flow. Run the waves of the 80s and 90s with the rock stars and all the shiny glories. On man of the gropey postman, loud and proud. In Japan, Lithuania, Slovakia, they drew a crowd. Jonny Scab, international legend. Critic, honest, never to be questioned. From the slums to the stars, a personality grand. TM2O king with a mighty stand. Rockstar, slumlord by name. In the world of oddities, he found his fame. Jonny in tracks in a glorious fight, claim the throne of villains in the dead of night. An animator with flair, Malin mysteries on screen. With Dr. Ben and Quinlan in Comicsgate, he's seen. Jonny Scab, an international legend, critic, artist, never to be questioned. From the slums to the stars, a personality grand. He is the world king with a mighty stand. Scab Cast and reality podcast with Skullhammer by his side. A voice that echoes far and wide. In the realm of the strange, he's the guiding light. A real life villain in the endless fight. A model, a reporter, a media star. In every form of art, he sets the bar. Jonny Scab, the genius, the fan of Malin's craft. In the shadows, in the spotlight, he's forever chapped. With the Comicsgate commandos, he leads the way, breaking norms, redefining the day. An icon, a rogue, a hero to some. Jonny Scab, the legendary one. Jonny Scab, an international legend, critic, artist, never to be questioned. From the slums to the stars, a personality grand. He is the world king with a mighty stand. So raise a glass to the man of the hour. Jonny Scab with all his power. A tale of grit, a fire and flair. A living legend, beyond compare.
It's your boy, JP. Turn my bloody headphones up, I'll tell you what. They're gonna want to hear this. Like bloody hell, I'm rapping bloody well. Elliot Page is not a Mel, it's bloody pathetic. You must rescue your father from the belly of a well. It's important and not incommodious that sometimes we let our children fail. Justin Trudeau and Canadian government want to go and put me in jail. Axiomatic presupposition, hell to the butchers who cut up children. What we're witnessing is hell on earth. Women don't know their own worth. Listen here buddy, I'm not your bucko. The real world is off the cutthroat. Most importantly, be like a lobster. Never be a soy beta cuckold. These politicians are getting paid off. A fine line between order and chaos. Sometimes you must be offensive. Gen Z has imposter syndrome. Want to succeed? Clean your room. Take a shower, be well groomed. That's no joke. It's not a conundrum. Go and grab the bloody vacuum.
Clean your room or get rich enough to hire maids. I eat lobster every night cause I'm getting paid. We just tell it how it is, that's why people hate. Trump the dawn and I'm here to make America great. Clean your room or get rich enough to hire maids. I eat lobster every night cause I'm getting paid. We just tell it how it is, that's why people hate. Trump the dawn and I'm here to make America great.
Hey, turn my headphones up.
You're not wearing any headphones, Joe?
Well, I'm not wearing any headphones, what?
Bloody gosh.
Oh, you're right. These are my earmuffs. Hey, Jordan. I mean Gordon Peterson. I grew up with a guy named Gordon. Gordy, we used to call him Gordy. We would catch lobsters and his dad in Maine. We would go up to Maine in summer and his dad had a lobster boat. And then we would eat at the Red Lobster afterwards. And my Corvette, the red Corvette, I would call the Lobstermobile. Being Gordy and his dad in the Lobstermobile. Make sure you clean your room. Hunter's room's always clean.
Joe, that's plenty enough, Joe. All right, we understand. I think we get it, Joe. That's quite enough. Bloody gosh. All right, Trump, give us the hook again.
Clean your room or get rich enough to hire maids. I eat lobster every night cause I'm getting paid. We just tell it how it is, that's why people hate. Trump the dawn and I'm here to make America great. Clean your room or get rich enough to hire maids. I eat lobster every night cause I'm getting paid. We just tell it how it is, that's why people hate. Trump the dawn and I'm here to make America great.
It's okay to be gay, let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. The way for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way. nothing to lose. Hey man, pick up the soul, get on your knees and pray. Hey man, release your load, you got to cease to delay the game. It's okay to be gay, let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Hooray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way. Hooray for the man. Oh, strong man, queen of the ball, some brotherly love is a pleasure for all. Come It's on me. On a commercial baby in those magazines. A shit girl wearing his one of the scenes. Stupid stone. Stupid stone. Stupid
Good evening, you beautiful lot. Good evening to my beautiful congregation. Thanks for tuning in with Father Jon on the Midnight Mass Scab Cast. At midnight tonight in England, I'm going to be saying a 1 minute, well, I might say a prayer. We might have a 1 minute silence for Matt Barr. Because I really hope that he gets better. As you saw my prayer earlier, it is genuine. I hope he learns. I hope that God gets all up inside him and penetrates him and makes him realise what sort of person he's been. We've got some brilliant people in the chat tonight. There's a few there's a few odd ones, but leave them be, for they do not know what they're doing. They're not as intelligent as my normal viewers. We have to be very polite and sort of have a bit of patience with the mentally ill nowadays. So please don't go silencing anyone. Anyone wants to say anything, you're welcome. The link is pinned in the chat, folks, and it's beautiful to have a little bit of time to actually chat, so I can explain to you a little bit about Matty Bitch Tits, because I did actually go on to Lord Raptor's stream the other day, and I was willing to have a reasonable debate with him, or have a little chat with him even. But no, I didn't get that. I just got him going like, and I'm like, can I just have a little? And he's like, and yeah, I'm not dealing with that. I'm an adult. I don't deal with baby shit. So yeah, if you'd like to come in, he's welcome. Any of his little goons or minions or his little sidekick dick sucker wiggle want to come in, then that's fine. I'll invite anyone. I welcome everyone into my congregation. I'm a very thoughtful man. And yeah, we got some brilliant people in tonight. Pirate Born Record, Dennis Rodriguez, Jabez, Mr. Self-Destruct, Jim tells ya, Johnny Scab. Can anyone come in? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. That's always been the way of Scab Cast. People didn't realise. I've always told you that. Anyone can come in. I open it up to anyone, even people that think they hate me, because I know that they're wrong, and I've got to forgive them. Because if you hate me, then there's something wrong with you, really, because I'm a brilliant person. But I'll forgive you. It's all right. Come on in. Yeah, Matt Barr. There's a lot to him, isn't there? Now, I came into this community, and there's lots of proof and receipts to show this on all my shows. I came into this community backing Matt Barr. I was a good friend. I offered to be a good friend of his. I showed him a lot of respect. I sort of liked some of his art at one point. Oh, we got someone in the back room. Hold on a minute, mate. I'm just going to carry on, and I'll let you in. I showed him nothing but respect, little Matty Barr, because I thought he was the bravest trans man in Comicsgate, and it really, I wanted to back him. I wanted to support him. Because I'm not like that. I'm not like, and you do what you want, live how you want to be, and I do hope he comes to terms with it. But yeah, I noticed there was a little bit. I've been following him for months, right? We've been all right. We've been okay. I've always said hello to him. I've always been nice, and then I noticed like all the horrible little things that he's saying about people over the last few months. All the little digs, all the little weird little strange things, like the rantings of a madman, just like attacking people, like he's fighting in the trenches and his life's just a constant battle, main character syndrome. And there's me, Jonny, thinking, well, I'm an honourable man. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to pick a side. I'm going to have to pick a side because I can't sit here and watch some lunatic just fucking spout off shit like that just for no reason. You're just a mental case. And eventually, but I was still nice. And then I seen something about him. He said about Yellow Flash creating Comicsgate. And I asked him nicely, you can see all this in comments. I said, please tell me you ain't a fan of Yellow Flash. And he said, oh, yeah, nothing wrong with Yellow Flash and all that. And then he got all contradictive with me. He started trying to mouth me, right? Passive aggressiveness, right? Some little snidey comment, right? So he makes a snidey little aggressive comment at me. I snap back at him and then he's the victim. He's like, oh, what are you getting mad at me for? Because you had the audacity to get fucking snidey with me, all right? I'm an old school fucking Englishman. That don't wash with me, all right, college boy? That don't wash with me. I'm a different fucking breed than you. Right. Now, I'd like to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, in the congregation, Mr. Jim Tells Ya. How you doing, Jim? Nice to meet you.
How's it going, Johnny? Nice to meet you. I just wanted to come in and say I really appreciate everything you're doing. Malin's Mysteries is great, and I really like it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. So you Comicsgate then? You're a Comicsgate supporter?
A little bit.
Or you just come across my stream? I don't know. I've not seen you around in the stream much before.
I'm around. I do a stream with a guy named Dave from BTM Reviews about 4 or 5 nights a week.
I've heard of BTM Reviews. Nicholas McHugh was talking about them. Yeah. What's your view on Matt Barr then, Mr.
I thought he has, I think he has really good art. I like some of the work he does, but he seems to just go crazy every now and again, and I don't understand what's wrong with him.
Yeah, it's a hard one to call because a lot of people said he had a head injury, but I don't want to say that because I don't know if he has or not. But there's definitely something wrong with him mentally. I think he likes to fight. He's got some sort of fascination with wanting to be the center of attention by fighting, like causing drama and saying stuff that's just like cutting for no reason to innocent people, from what I'd noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. He just seems like somebody who should stick to doing art and not fighting with all the people he wants to buy his art.
Yeah. He digs his own grave because he's a nasty man. He's kind of very venomous to people for no reason or for very little reason, and his customers and future customers will see that. And he picked a fight with me, and it caused me to make a lot of stuff about him, and that's permanently linked to him now. That's there in his shadow, just because he decided to be a cocky little prick.
What did he say to you?
He was trying to he's just being snidey. He tried to make it out like I was homosexual with Jon Malin or something like that.
Oh, well, that's not good.
You can read it on his comments on his page.
So do you think he's aligning himself with?
That's not the reason that I got angry with him. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't like people being cheeky. And all this stuff, seeing him attacking other people, it built up over 2 or 3 months. I've been watching his movements, and I've been nice to him. There's proof of that. You can look back on my streams. I was very nice to him and welcoming. I didn't even know who he was when he first came on my show. I wasn't even a fan of him, and I let him on, and I started to like him. And then I started seeing his stuff on Twitter, and it's like he's a totally different person, split personality, like a little kid in a man's body. It was really strange.
Does he smoke a lot of weed?
Yeah, he does. He does bongs, doesn't he, on stream? He turns his camera off and you'll hear
because that new stuff has got such high levels of THC. They say it can cause like psychosis or schizophrenia.
Yeah. I wouldn't. schizophrenia, yeah, it could possibly be that. It could be undiagnosed schizophrenia. It is the sort of like symptoms of it.
Well, I hope he gets help.
He's a bit like bipolar as well. You see him like, yeah, I genuinely do. He's like I said, I don't mind some of his art. He's not an amazing artist. He's like mediocre, but he's better than some. And he could get better, but you should just focus on his art a bit more instead of like trying to show off about it. He keeps talking about these awards that he got nominated for that he never actually won, but he just keeps showing off about it all the time. Achieve something else. Just carry on with your art and focus on your career. Stop arguing with people online. That must take up like half of your day when you could be making money off of your art and working hard and doing stuff.
Oh, he's in the chat, I guess.
We got some, here he is. Yeah, he's bitch tits. Do you want to come on in, Matt? We'll have a reasonable chat, mate. I'll mute myself so you can talk first, and then I'll mute you so I can talk. And then I don't get none of your 4-year-old behaviour, like in Lord Raptor's stream. We ain't having none of that. They don't wash with me. If you want to come in, we'll talk like men. All right, we'll have our little time. I thought it was just because he was new to the internet and kind of new, and people coming in. Yeah, Johnny Scab. Got lots of different people in the chat tonight. Welcome, everyone. Who is this? Cultural appreciation. Johnny Scab is Matt Barr's butthole in danger. Or is it all talk? Well, it could possibly be, but I'd rather pray that it isn't. It's a very last resort. Jim. Oh, we got one for Jim. You're a grown man with Cyberfrog gear, and you're wearing Comicsgate apparel. You're the person who should be hoping others get help.
I just support people who I think are doing good art and that need support that don't get it other places. I don't know. You know.
What's this? I didn't even actually read this when I brought it up. Let's read it properly. Yes, when my tongue was up Yellow Flash's ass. No, that's actually wrong as well. More fake news, Matt. If you read the comments back, mate, you asked me what my problem was with Yellow Flash, and I said that he's just a big fucking shield for Eric July. He's a cocksucker. And then you're changing it all up. You're making, first of all, on Twitter, you said that I said something about Ethan, and he wasn't even in the conversation. You're on too much drugs, mate. Your mind's frazzling. Honestly, you're forgetting things. It's all out there for the world to see, mate. And with that fucking weird doxing thing, where you think I'm called some geezer called David, carry on. I invite you to publicly dox me with whatever information you think you got, because that's just fucking mad. I love it. I don't know who fucking David is, but whatever you think you got, mate, show the world. Because my name is actually Jonny. That is my real name. I'm not hiding that. But you carry on. I invite you to, mate. I invite you. Look, you're still not coming on, Matt. No, there's an open invitation for you. But your asshole's puckered up like that, isn't it? Because you don't want a reasonable debate. Because the truth hurts.
So can I ask you
Dr. Ben, how you doing?
Could I ask you a question, Johnny?
Sorry.
Yeah. Did you plan on continuing with the Malin's Mysteries for multiple seasons and keep it going? Because it's very interesting. I find it very entertaining.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got another plan. Obviously, I'm on the new season now, and there's going to be at least one more season. And depending how that goes, and if I can squeeze my story into that, I'll see how it goes. I might even do another season after that. We'll see. We'll see how the people like it and how it gets reacted to. But I've got a lot more people to put in there and a few more little storylines.
Yeah, there's a
I've
a
almost
lot.
finished.
There's a
Carry on,
lot
mate,
of very
sorry.
talented artists in the Comicsgate realm. Let's say, like you got the guy that does the Rippaverse puppets. He's got a ton of talent. Not to mention all the guys like Shane and Ethan and John and Kelsey and
Yeah,
Salty
yeah.
Vaughn.
There's lots of talented artists in comics. There's a lot of talented artists in Comicsgate, and unfortunately, there's some older artists, Matt Barr, for example, that get a little bit jealous of that there's a lot of young blood coming up, and not all of them are getting promoted the way they should. That's the problem now as well with Comicsgate shows. They're getting a little bit drama orientated. There's not a lot of promotion going on. You get people's comics and work out there a bit more. That's what it's about. Hi Johnny, hi chat, says Mr. Perfect. How you doing, Mr. Perfect? One of my favourite chatters. Abu Khan. I haven't seen you around for a few years. Abu Khan, the FNC lot and the Rippaverse are perfect for him. He's like slightly younger JDA. You're on about Matt? Malin Mysteries is hilarious. Yeah, I'm glad you all like it. I like Comicsgate. I'm obviously I don't put a tag in or anything of it on my social media, but I'm an ally of Comicsgate. I like the artists in there. A few of them I would class as friends, people I've spoken to and got to know a little bit. There's some brilliant artists in Comicsgate. What's this? Oh, Matthew, do come on. Oh, Matthew, do come on. Don't be a bore. He won't come on, will he? I've invited him, and I'll talk rationally to him as well, but he won't want that. He'll want to come on and just start whining and shouting his opinion. Glad what's this? From Pirate Born Record. Glad all 10 of you like Malin Mysteries. All 10 of you, yeah.
Yeah, I think I should confess my sins according to cultural appreciation.
Go on and confess your sins. Is it true that Jon Malin ate Matt Barr's taco?
I didn't know he had a taco. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, not heard about that one. So what's this? Such a coat. I'm losing track of the chat. There's a lot of things going on. Wow. Yeah, first of all, I think I'd like to say, I forgot to say thanks, Mr. Self-Destruct, at the beginning of the show for gifting a membership, and Grim Jim for sending that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to come on and say thank you for Malin's Mysteries.
Brilliant.
I think they're really good, and I hope you keep it up.
Well, thank you, mate. That's fun. That's really nice here. I'm glad you enjoy them. Is there anything? What is it you like about Malin Mysteries? Like, what would you say was your favourite episode if you had to pick one so far? Have you watched them all, or did you just watch?
Yeah,
bits
I watched
of
them all. No, I watched them all. I would say the one where they go to that the town and find Mange, and Mandy's there, and Yanzi, and then the Blood Taters. That was good. You know.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's favourite. That one.
You know,
I think Mange is a lovable character. He's interesting.
Yeah, I was worried at the end of the first season with Jon dying, but he didn't die, so I guess that's all right.
Yeah, John's in alternate Earth. John's a bit special. He's got powers. He's chosen. He'll be all right.
He's
Although
touched.
he's in a wheelchair now. He's got a regardless strength. Yeah,
I think.
touched, yeah.
I think from some of the artwork I've seen of that Gooding character, he's in a wheelchair at some point.
Oh right. Is that Eric July's newest character?
Yeah.
Gooding.
Gooding.
It's called like a polymorph or something, isn't it? Gooding the Polyman or polymorph.
Polymath or polymath or something. I don't understand it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go, I don't know if you remember back in this, they're older. They're like there were puppets. They were called the Thunderbirds from years and years ago. They were like some kind of, international rescue or something. I thought that's where you might be going with it, but I don't know.
It gets a lot darker from here on in. There's quite a big plot, and it involves obviously from last episode it said about the World Economic Forum, and they're over in alternate Earth as well. So you'll see a bit of them soon. What's this? Someone's got a question for you. Hey Jim, you mentioned a possibility of April forming Nick.
I can answer that. I didn't say April. I said it was maybe Aaron set up Nick, because it seems that April had a restraining order on Aaron, and then all of a sudden all this stuff happened, and it kind of sounds like maybe he's saying all this stuff because he's mad because Nick gave his wife that he was beating on, choking, and headbutting a place to escape to. I don't know. You shouldn't really trust guys that beat on their wives, though, in my experience. They're generally not trustworthy people.
All right. And what is it you normally do yourself then, Jim? Are you sort of a comic book collector or something?
Yeah, I've been a collector since the late 80s. I do, but I don't really stream on it. I had put some videos up, some stuff, and it's not really something I do. It's just kind of like a little hobby on the side. I mainly watch stuff. I'll jump in the chat or jump on a stream or whatever. I've been on, a couple streams, years ago on the Kill stream and another stream and just stuff like that. Just I'm interested in what's going on, and I like art. I collect stuff. I've had tons of physical media. I've got vinyl and over 1,000 movies. And
oh, hello, there we are. Right on in. That's how to do it. How's it going,
hello,
Jonny?
Dr. Ben.
Jim, good to meet you, sir. Yeah, I figured I'd come in,
I've got
hang out with y'all.
Jim tells you in here as well tonight.
Let me ask you, Jim seems to follow the Rippaverse more than Jonny and myself.
You got a chat going
there. I backed Ice on One, and then after I read it, I was very disappointed, to say the least, and I was like made some comments about it, got blocked by some people, and then met some other people, and we're like, this is fucked. And then when Dick Masterson did his thing, I was like, yeah, he's right. And so that's pretty much it. And I did back Gooding because I like Mike Barron. I have the full run of the Punisher that he did. Yeah. And so I want to see what it does. And you never know, it might be good, and then it might take off, and it might be a good investment. I don't know, depending on how many they print. If they overprint like they did for the first couple ISOMs, then it's probably not going to be worth anything, but you never know.
Right. Let me ask, and you said you've been a comics fan for years, for
almost over 40 years.
Right. The one thing that I've noticed, I didn't buy the ISOM comics. Didn't really appeal to me, right? But I respect the right. Eric July has a right to make bad comics if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? Like he can do that. Everyone can make bad comics. But what I find more interesting is the amount of collateral creators come in, right? Like you said, with the Rippaverse and all the puppets, all the people doing basically like Mad Magazine style parodies and satires.
It's like National Lampoon's Mad Magazine all rolled into one.
That's what I'm saying. To me, that's like the most interesting thing, because like that's obviously, like, I think humor and comedy is like pretty lacking in comics in general. So have you?
Sorry,
I guess that's my question.
Sorry, I just want to. I just want to thank Kate in Orlando for sending that super chat. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Very kind woman. Thank you everyone who's sending stuff. I very much appreciate it. Carry on, Ben. Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to thank them.
It's your show, Johnny. Your show. My question for you, Jim, is have you ever seen that before, where there has been so much reaction to a creator and their, you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of anything like that.
This has spawned a life of its own almost. It's like a whole subset of more creation and more creative people stepping in to lampoon, and it's good. It's healthy. Yeah. It's what needs to happen. It's not just support this guy because it's this guy. Like, if Ethan does something bad, I'm not going to say it's not bad.
Right.
Right. If anybody does, it's not. You don't do that. That's not how things get better and improve and sustain in the long run. You have to be able to call out when someone makes a mistake, and it's just. That's the way the world works. If you don't, then you're in a cult. You're not participating in something healthy.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. Is like that, to me, that's the most fascinating aspect of all of the just Eric July, the Rippaverse, all of that, is that it's just inspired so many people to and I don't think all of it is necessarily like vindictive or like angry, but like I think it's just a lot of people feeling too that they have like the freedom to be able to make fun of something, because look at what happens if you make fun of Star Wars or Marvel comics or something.
It's not vindictive if it's actually funny,
right?
If you're actually humor and people laugh, then it's not vindictive. I've tried repeatedly to talk to some of these people and to try, have a conversation with them to be like, hey, this is what's going on, and don't you see this? And they just don't want to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, that's which I think partially this has been my other theory, right? Is that Eric July plays into a lot of this, right? Like he plays into comics almost putting like Easter eggs of stupidity into the comics, because he knows there's going to be a whole. I might be giving him too much credit. I might be giving him too little. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's just my theory. I
don't think he thinks that far ahead. If you look at everything he's done, where he'll say something and then 30 days later he says the opposite and acts like he never said what he said 30 days ago.
Thank you, Strange Signal, for your $5.
Signals. That's possible. Because that could be the flip flop, though. That could be half of his. That's what I'm saying. That could be almost intentional. Like, if you look at, are you familiar with Alex Stein?
Who's I'm familiar with Alex Stein.
I think they both. It's rumored that they both have the same boss in. Well,
they both work for. Alex Stein works for the Blaze. Eric is a contributor. I don't have any idea what his contract is or what his requirements are or whatever, but it sure did seem like when Ethan was supposed to go on with Alex and Eric that got kiboshed by Eric making a call or whatever. And Rippaverse did a great puppet on that.
Watching Dave.
What's that, Johnny?
Dave Lando as well. Dave Lando.
Yeah, I've been watching Dave Landau since he was on Anthony Cumia's network. He was on there prior to going to Crowder, and then going to the Blaze.
the Matsketeers. But yet, if you look at some of Alex Stein's material, he'll do that where he'll take one position and then he'll flip flop up to a different position opposite of that, and it's just, like I said, it's just sort of like that's kind of his content. Is that he makes, he's doing the role of the jester, just being a goofball, and it's like you can't take him seriously.
Well, yeah, he's not meant to be taken seriously. He's that's his whole thing, is he's a troll and he's just wants to get a reaction out of everybody. But that's not what someone who's trying to have a customer base and sell things to people should really do. I mean, if that's what Eric wants to do, that's not, in my opinion, that's not sustainable.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't. Eric hasn't given the impression that that's at all his. What he's trying to do, like he's trying to create a parody verse or a satire verse, and that's what I'm saying is, again, I always double think myself where I'm like, well, maybe that's part of his bit, is that he wants to present everything as straight serious, like he's completely serious, and no, it's not funny. You can't make jokes, and that's almost part of his bit. That's what I'm saying. It's like I get stuck going in circles and down rabbit holes and everything else,
In response to the Lethal Diva, no, Matt hasn't doxed me. He's doxed some guy called Dave or something. He thinks I'm called David in his mad little mind, which he can carry on. I've invited him to dox me. I want him to dox me because he's not me. It'd be interesting to see who he thinks he's got. I'm literally called Jonny in real life. I might not be called Scab, but my real name is Jonny. Right. I'm not hiding that.
I mean, there's only so many people running around London that
it's a common name, isn't it? I don't know where he got the name David from at all, but it's funny. Show us, Matt. Show us what you're on about.
The other thing I've considered, are you familiar with Daniel Clowes comics at all there, Jim?
No.
Okay. Because he did a comic called 8 Ball for a while back in the 90s from Fantagraphics. They made a movie from a couple of the skits in it. One of them was called Ghost World. It was one of the first comic movies that what's her face? The girl, the Black Widow lady. I can never remember her name. You know who I'm talking?
The one who played the Black Widow?
Yeah.
The one that's married to the guy from Saturday Night Live. Now I can't think of her fucking name either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Johansson, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, ScarJo. That was like one of her first movies was Ghost World, and this was from Daniel Clowes, and he always did.
Wasn't she in Ghost in the Shell?
She was also. This was before that. That's what I'm saying. This is when she was probably like late teens, maybe her early 20s. It's a good movie, And Clowes would always do. He'd do kind of like surrealist comics and sort of satire takes, and that's what I'm saying. That's Carbon's here too. What's up, Carbon?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Fantastic.
Hey,
so
Jim,
that was
nice to meet you.
Carbon Heart.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I have to watch that movie.
Yeah, I do recommend it. It's really good.
Well, there was a lot going on in 2001 that I missed it.
yeah, it was. It came out before all the big stuff happened. But some of his comics, he would do like satires of superhero stuff, and he would present them, like as just, if they existed in the real life, they would just be kind of like lame guys and stretchy suits and stuff. And so that's what I've continued to pay attention to Eric July, because that's been my hope, is that he is doing like some sort of long troll. I'm losing faith that could be it. It is leaning more towards that he's just stupid, but
I'm hoping he gets better and that it actually goes somewhere. I mean, I don't want him to fail.
Right.
You know, I don't hope that he fails. I just, if he doesn't change something, he's gonna. You know, because there's only so many people, especially because it kind of looks like he's going to almost a book every 45 days, maybe he's going to start putting out. And that's going to cut into the amount of people that actually, you know, his group of people that can support it are going to shrink drastically. So, you know, I mean, could he survive on 8,000 to 10,000 books a month? Definitely. But it would change the calculus. He wouldn't make as much profit because he's got to pay writers to write those new books. It's not 60,000 books of Ice on One. It's 6 books he's got to pay for to get to that 60,000.
Right.
Right. And the amount of payroll that he currently has, supposedly about 350,000 quarterly. He didn't think ahead, like what you're saying, Jim. Like, obviously, it's going to trail off. He's going to have less people buying continuously, and then, as we could see with Yaira, it reduced. Gooding, it reduced. Chances are, ISOM 3 is going to go down, and then at that point, he's going to have to He's going to have to shrink his business so that he can sustain the new revenue that he gets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his sales on existing books can't be that overwhelming that he needs to have a constant staff there, you know, packing and shipping stuff when he doesn't have it. But if he's not going to, I guess he's getting away from campaigns, so he's just going to launch a book and put it up for sale and just keep. I don't know. You got to. It kind of helps with a buzz. You got to build a buzz, and you got to get people excited to come and buy the book, and you want to back it, and they can see how many people are buying it and where the money's at, and they want to be a part of that. And once you get rid of all that, it's just like ordering on Amazon, and you know,
right?
There's no rush to get it.
Not to mention that the characters have been pretty lackluster. You know, each one's getting a little more bland than the last. You know, Yaira looks pretty. Did you see the review of Yaira? The book itself, it looks like shit. And now
I've seen several reviews.
Gooding is probably the worst. I'm sorry, Mike Barron. I like Mike Barron. Obviously, he has great stuff. But dude, that's your next flagship, Gooding. Come on.
Was it Good-ing or Good-ying?
Who knows?
If I was an actual professional Comicsgate comic artist, I couldn't put my name to anything that Eric July did. It'd be too risky. I couldn't work for him personally.
I mean, those guys are getting a paycheck. That's what they want. You know, it's a steady paycheck. He pays on time, from what Chuck Dixon says. So
yeah, but it's what you put your name to, isn't it? That's your name on someone's work for the rest of your life. And if it is crap work, then it's not. It's embarrassing. You should pick your employers very selectively. Think of your legacy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon aren't at the beginning or even the middle of their careers. They're kind of at the end. So maybe it's a retirement plan. I don't know.
Johnny, you do have someone asking if you will take their confession. Looks like Mr. Perfect in the chat is asking, I don't know if you want to bring that up.
Father Johnny. Forward, my son.
Looks like Mr. Perfect isn't so perfect.
Let us wipe your sins clean.
It's not so perfect.
I'm actually, I'm not winding you up either. I'm actually an ordained minister for the Universal Life Church. I've done it
Johnny!
in 2016. I know that's
my
not
brother.
awesome.
That's what I'm in. I got my doctorate. We're of the same cloth, cut from the same cloth, Johnny.
Really?
I didn't even know. Yes. Wow.
Yeah, it's an online thing. It's not like a proper like I ain't got to go to church or anything, but
no,
I think it is actually legal. It's sort of.
It is. That's what I know. They've gone to court for it in America. It gives you all the powers and abilities of a priest or ministers.
If Scientology is a religion in the U.S., I don't see why anything else can't be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can commit marriages. I assume funerals, bless fleets of ships. I haven't tried out doing an exorcism yet, but it's on the list. You know.
So you could officiate a wedding also.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of people get it for, is because it is recognized to do like legal marriages and whatnot. So that's what I'm saying. It's legitimate, you know.
That's why I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it just in case, like, I got my band members drunk, I could just marry them off for a laugh.
There you go.
I was thinking maybe you could marry Bar off to someone else on his channel the next time you stream it.
Maybe like auction him off in the chat as a war bride or something. I like that. Commit drive-by marriages. That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say about the Rippaverse. The only hope they have, they could turn it around if the next book he makes, Shungite #1. Larry Shungite, that would be the hit.
That could be it.
What is Larry Shungite? Is he going to be a guy with like a giant sledgehammer, like that Norse god? Not Thor. There's another one. Not Norse. It's like maybe from Poland or something. Somewhere in like Slavic lands. Or it was like it was part of that American Gods TV show. The guy with the hammer. Is that who he's going to be?
Oh, I know who you're talking. Yeah. What do you know about this? No.
Shungite he's just a normal human being. He's very similar to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's just a typical tough guy. And
okay. Well, that's what we thought was going to be with Salvage IP. That he was going to be just a regular guy, but then he's got super hearing, so I don't know.
Well, it's actually Salvage PI, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have...
But that's a Freudian slip, because it's basically to salvage the IP of Rippaverse. That's why he's making it.
That's a good catch. Very good catch. Huh. See, that's the other thing, too, is inspires beyond just like the parody and satire stuff. The Rippaverse always provides this amount of like the center of discussion that is just I'm like a news junkie, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like 24 hours a day I'm watching, there's dropping bombs here, they're blowing all this evil horrific stuff, and it's like you need a break sometimes. And like just about any hour of the day you can click on something on YouTube and you can find BTM reviews. Dave is on there going over the numbers for ISOM, or you got Katie did, or Frog Tony, or you know what I'm saying? Like you could constantly just kind of like, hey, you know what? I need a distraction. Maybe, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, I find it just, it's a good source of content. Shungite strong.
I thought I saw a picture of Shungite with like a sledgehammer, so that's why I was thinking it was going to be that guy.
Yeah, you could be right about that. I don't know. Maybe he has some hidden powers. All I know is that would be the best move. They created a hashtag, Shungite or Riot. Meaning, he needs to make Shungite or we riot. So.
Where do you think all these characters, these excepts, get their powers from?
Well, what's his name? Document.
He doesn't know.
So Document.
You're the lore master here.
Document is a celestial being. Clearly, he floats in outer space.
I didn't think he was from Asia.
And he claims to have knowledge, so there's some kind of telepathy going on. I'm thinking that there's some kind of like force of nature that exists that flows through everything, like in Star Wars. That's probably what's going on with the Excepts. They're force sensitive,
Because Hansel Hauser says they were born that way, but that's not what Document said. They said some of them were later on, like Solari or whatever, went through the war and then got his powers later, and like that girl just all of a sudden got her powers when she was laying on the ground getting punched by Yaira. So I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe they were going to go with that this Projexis was giving people powers. And, you know, maybe they were using like Yaira's blood or something to give people powers. I don't know. It's weird they all have specific colors for their powers, though, almost like the Power Rangers. But
I think Eric doesn't know either. I think he's going along, you know, with the mystery, kind of like that show.
Just winging it.
Yeah. Remember that show Lost that came out that was big, like in the 2000s?
yeah. So you think at the end, someone's just going to wake up and it was all a dream in Isom's head while he was sitting in jail?
That could happen. But like that show, I think that they were winging it also. They didn't know what the mystery was because it kept changing. I think that's what's happening in the Rippaverse.
Kind of like Robert Kirkman in The Walking Dead. You know, he pitched The Walking Dead to Image as you know, there's zombies that are created by the aliens. Aliens created the zombies, and that's what's going to be the ultimate reveal. And then once they're like, oh yeah, that sounds different, and they let him go, and that wasn't it at all. It was just a zombie story, you know. But that was, I don't know, could be. I like the making it up as he goes angle though. That definitely, and it's supposed to be. All of it is set in a Texas that seceded from the United States. Is that correct?
It's something like there was a civil war because of the Excepts, and America didn't want Excepts in them, so Texas broke away and allowed all the Excepts to come there.
Okay, it's possible.
But it kind of seems weird that these Excepts would allow them, I don't know, allow themselves to be told what they had to do. If they're so powerful, they would just be like, fuck you, I'll do what I want.
Right.
The world building has been a little bit weak. I mean, at this point, there's been 4 books, right? Because you have Alpha Core also, which was terrible, by the way. And and we don't really know what's going on in this world, you know, or with these people. And they all have 3D assets.
Yes.
I think maybe they live in a simulation. Yeah. Because of that's the purpose of the 3D assets.
Suit.
Yeah. Yeah, Suit's done a better job of telling the story than the Rippaverse has. His musicals are fantastic.
There's the guy that is rewriting the different issues of Isom and Yaira and stuff, and just like he's using all the same panels, but then putting in like his own.
Yeah, Ethan hired him to write the Hierophant series.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is all of this is sprouted out of, you know, like a couple of these just shitty comics. Like nothing out that.
Yeah. I mean, we should thank Eric July for reviving the interest in independent comics. I mean, not his comics, but just independent comics in general, and helping to spurn a whole bunch of creators.
That's what I mean. It's you know, that it's then there's no way you could plan all that. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I thought like maybe Eric was paying like some of his detractors. You know, like that was my initial thought. Like maybe he's paying this guy or this guy, hey, go on there and talk shit about my comic books, say how stupid they are and this and that, to kind of like, you know, drop, you know, be like in a wrestling term, you know, like the heel for his.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he's smart enough for that. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's
beyond. I mean, he tries to use a lot of big words, but I don't think he uses them correctly.
No, that's.
Well, another good thing is that his books are kind of like the baseline. Like you said, it's inspiring other people to make better comics. So if you're an indie creator, just make sure your book is better than Isom. That's kind of the baseline for your book.
Oh, we got Dennis Rodriguez in the back room. Welcome,
Hello.
Dennis. How you doing, mate?
Oh, right.
Hello,
Sir?
gentlemen.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How have you been? Have you had a good day, Dennis?
Yes, absolutely. And you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So far.
Yes. I hear something. Okay. All right. Now that's better. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
you're
Perfect,
good.
Perfect.
Are you located in Russia by any chance?
No, I'm located in Germany.
Oh,
You got some
interesting.
Cyrillic language on your
Yes,
Yeah.
name.
well, that's
Oh.
a little story about myself. But anyway, please just go on with the conversation. I would like to join in just where you were, if that's possible.
Yeah, you carry on. Yeah, no worries.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, you were talking about the Rippaverse and books
Yeah, the
coming out
Rippaverse.
and what could be happening. I do think the following. If you see the combination of aspects that have been happening so far, you have two books of kind of a diverse character, in this case, Ison. Then you have a group of three diverse superheroes, so to speak, and then a woman written by women, and then you have a book about a white guy who is written by a white guy and drawn by a white guy. And look what happened with the numbers. They're terrible, so to speak. If you see how the progression of the numbers came in this in their website to this point, and it's sad because Mike Baron's such a great writer, and the artist at the moment, this guy who's drawing Goodings, quite good as well. So, what do you think is happening?
Eric gave him his worst character. And you know, now that you say that, that's a very good point. Isom, a black man, he made the most money.
Yes.
Right? Then
Yes.
a lesbianic woman made close to that amount of money. And now you have a white male, a white cis male, by the way.
Yes.
And he's making the
Yes.
least amount of money. I'm seeing what you're saying now.
You can't really look at the money he made. You have to look at books sold, because Yaira got there was a lot of merch in Yaira. There's only a poster and a T-shirt in the Gooding campaign. That's it. You know, that's all the merch. One T-shirt, one poster. That's it. So you can't compare it. You know, I mean, Alpha Court did sell more books than Yaira.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know. Sorry.
No, please carry on.
I personally think if Gooding is done correctly, it could be the best character. Because it's like a combination of like Tony Stark and Batman type of thing, with a little bit of Luke Cage mixed in for, charging money. But it could be done correctly. It could be very good with endless stories and how he's helping people and, basically like Thunderbirds. I don't know. I want to keep bringing that up, but the International Rescue Squadron. If it's done like that, it could be great. I mean, I used to watch that all the time on Saturday mornings. I thought that was a great cartoon. It was puppets, but it was a cartoon to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen the pitches, all the images that had come out of the website, and how they have been completely destroyed on X. Folks have just seen the ideas coming for Gooding and just laughed about them. I don't think that necessarily corresponds to what Mike Baron could have written, nor with the art that is coming about from this guy. I can't remember his name, but he has really good images and really good art. So these childish, cartoonish features in the website, I don't think make any justice to what could be featured in the actual comic book.
Yeah. It's some of the stuff they're using to promote too. If you see the drawings, like I don't understand why they never look alike. Nothing. You can't find two pictures of Isom, two pictures of Yaira that look alike that they're putting out. It's like, get what they look like down, and that's what they look like.
Yeah. The lack of continuity is horrendous. Yeah.
Plus, the name, you have to be able to pronounce the name, right? you walk into a comic shop and you look at a title and you go, what is that? Gooding? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big problem, actually.
It does present an issue. And I think it's funny, like all of us, everyone knows like Mike Baron is one of the just premier writers of comics. I mean, I would put him up there with all the big shots, I mean, he's been around forever. And I mean, who doesn't have Mike Baron Punisher comics? You know what I mean? Like those are classics. And yeah, it just it makes me wonder too if Eric has got the sort of like background concept of that he wants to either break over into the mainstream, if he wants to get eventually his books listed in like Diamond Comics, or I think Ethan was talking about maybe eventually he would try and sell it to a bigger Disney or Time Warner or whoever. But
I don't think that was ever really his plan. I from everything I've seen, I think his plan was to become an independent Diamond for all the independent creators, and to basically be pushing out their comics and publishing them or distributing them and getting a cut. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense from how he's handled everything.
It's right. Yeah, I mean, because it's as people think that it takes, you have to be like have a huge company to get into to Diamond, right? The Diamond catalog, and that's not the case. Like, you can have a small company that only sells less than 1,000 copies of a book and get into Diamond. Like, it's not like I mean, this is comic books. You're not trying to get into Harvard and Yale and do brain surgery, but that's why I wonder with Eric if he's almost trying to like distance himself from Comicsgate, because I mean, that's the other thing. He was initially kind of like riding in the coattails with all the different Comicsgate people. Had Ethan do a cover, he had Shane do a cover. He brings in Chuck Dixon. Obviously, Chuck Dixon is kind of ostracized from the industry. The same with Mike Baron too. I mean,
yeah. Graham Nolan did a cover for Yaira.
Graham Nolan, exactly.
Well, he never wanted to use or even say the term Comicsgate on any of his streams. You can tell from the beginning of Rippaverse, Eric, he did not want Comicsgate being brought up. At one point, I had a small debate with him on Twitter very early on, and I said, you got your entire idea for doing this from EVS, and he even had conversations asking for advice from Ethan when he was starting this whole thing up. And he doesn't want to admit that, by the way, because he's so brilliant. And so then I asked him, why aren't you saying the name Comicsgate? Why aren't you promoting Comicsgate campaigns? And then what came of that? He responded to other people saying, well, I don't have to necessarily be promoting. That's not my look. I'm not doing promotion. So, but now you have Gary Nerdrotic, who's probably going to make his own book, and he's probably going to have it fulfilled by Rippa's End.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the other thing is Rippa's End is almost like he's trying to create his own version of Comicsgate, where it's more libertarian or right-wing ideas and values, where it's as opposed to what you're going to find in Diamond or whatever.
Because he said he's not putting any of that in. He's not putting any of that in his company or in his books. He said it's completely politics free, whatever. So I don't
see that. That's why it makes me wonder if he is trying to like I said, like distance himself and try to like have some kind of like breakover or crossover so that he can have more of a mainstream appeal, because
it's not going to work. I mean, all the people that, like all the Saska supporters, were pissed that they went and worked for Eric because he's the opposite of who they are.
Right.
And he lost a bunch of people who were like, why did you hire these feminists that are into all this stuff to come run your company? This doesn't make any sense. You're doing exactly what happened to, DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. You're bringing in the people to destroy you.
See, this might this might be Matt Barr's problem here, is that he perceives that
we're not crying about Eric's books, dude. We're talking about it.
Yeah,
no one's crying.
He has a faulty perceptors. He doesn't can't discern the difference in emotional emotions or what people are doing or saying. You know, he views if someone says, "Hey, Matt, what's going on?" His faulty receptors take it as like, "Fuck you, motherfucker," and he's like, "That's why he's fighting with everybody." You know, he can't differentiate. You know,
I realized something also. Matt, he lets out his frustrations through dance, and we haven't seen him dance in a while. He needs to do some more dancing to let out all that anger, you know, express himself. So Matt,
Look, he's piping up in the chat.
Yeah.
I invited you in, Matt. Don't act the big man. I invited you in to have a conversation. Don't act the big man, mate.
Oh, it's nearly 12 o'clock. It's nearly 12 o'clock.
Your opinion don't matter. But we're having at 12 o'clock now. 1 minute silence for Matt Barr. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Let's hope that he gets better. And yeah, 1 minute. Let's go.
sad. Praying. That's got to be a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, that'll do. Close enough. Get better soon, Matt. We're really thinking about you, mate. And I'm
We're all pulling for you.
being serious, mate, because you've got the potential to be a much better artist than you are, and you're just wasting your time getting angry at the internet. Just grow up, mate. Honestly, I'm trying to give you some advice. I started off liking you. I had a bit of respect for you to begin with, and I saw you getting nasty. But just take that advice. Just pipe down, wind your neck in, get on with your work. You've already ruined it for yourself by like trying to pretend to dox people and all that, like proper ratty behaviour. So most of your customers won't ever trust you. So you've got to build that relationship back. You need to just get on with it and improve your artwork instead of like arguing and wasting your day away. Katie Did's channel. Katie Did's channel has given us a £2 $2 super chat.
She became a member too. Good shot.
What's up, Katie?
Oh yeah.
Much appreciated. I watch that channel now and again. I go over to Katie's channel now and again, say hi in the chat. It's interesting. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you. Right. Lead singer, what's this? We got lots of different things in the chat tonight. Yeah, Matt. With Matt Barr, though, I've invited him on. I invited him on here. I wouldn't shout at him. I'd have a rational chat with him, but he just don't want it. Because he don't like hearing the truth. I went on that Lord Rap to Jesus' stream the other day, expecting to have a chat. And I couldn't get one word in without him just screaming in my face. So I'm not going to waste my time with that.
He's not capable of having a rational debate. You know, because he knows.
I think he's proved that he's an idiot. Everyone knows it. He digs his own grave.
I have a question though. Sorry. Where does this whole thing about the brain injury comes from?
PTP. Patrick Thomas Parnell started that rumor by telling a few people.
It's not true.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
No,
How can we even determine it?
And from a medical point of view, I don't think it's possible. Why? Because it should be a very centered injury in the brain to be translated only into behavioral problems. You'll have to have something else. A person who has a brain injury capable enough to change your point of views, to completely destroy your perception of reality also has to correlate with something else. It cannot be so focused like that. You should have a person that has really bad headaches or other problems, not a very functional person in general. So you would have failures of motor function, sensitivity, a person who's not able to work properly, and so on. So something like that is not very possible, so to speak.
Well, it doesn't matter how it happened. It could just be a low IQ.
Texas Zombie with $20.
Hell yeah,
You're
Texas
the king,
Zombie.
Johnny. Thank you, Tex. You're
Hell
brilliant as well,
yeah.
mate. One of my loyals, my favourite chatters again. He's good, Tex. Texas Zombie's good. He backs a lot of people. He's in a lot of people's chats. He's a nice guy.
I was going to say,
Follow him.
Dennis.
Give him a sub. I like to sub to these people. Everyone in my chat, I think I subbed to most of them. I'll have to look through some of them, but thank you, Tex.
What would you think, Dennis? Did you catch the part earlier where the possibility could be that it could be a drug-induced behavior?
Well, that is possible though. That's a more that's possible.
Right.
I don't know which kind of drugs he uses, but yeah, it could be paranoia, paranoid behavior induced by drugs. Yeah, it's possible.
Right.
Yeah. More than very focused brain injury. That's not very likely to share.
Right. Well, no, and I don't expect you to have like a solution or everything. We're all just speculating here.
Yeah.
I always like to just get different people's opinions and perspectives. And you're in Germany, you said?
Yes.
Is that how is? I was just going to ask what the comics. What is the comics situation? What is it? How do you get comics there in Germany?
To begin with, okay, I've been collecting since I was 16, but left comics for a space of 6 years. No, sorry, I was collecting for like 6 years, and then I left them for 20 years. Right. And I've been catching up since a couple or 3 years ago. And here in Germany is a big market on eBay.
Really?
And also there are comic book shops that have old comics, and I've been picking up whatever I could. And I also had a decent collection from back in the day. So now I'm just catching up, and then I discovered Comicsgate, and again I'm just catching up with everything I can. Great talent everywhere, really.
Do you get your comics? Are they printed in German? Are they in English?
Oh no, English, American comics.
Okay.
Shops here. There's also a big author of German, but Romane they call it here, and also translated comics from DC and Marvel. Basically, there was also a lot of Image back in the day. Now I don't think modern day Image is that much. There's much demand. There's a lot of manga though. In my local comic book shop, at least one floor is just manga.
Right.
Another floor is comics, books, and toys. And the underground floor is toys, Star Wars, and Dungeons and Dragons, and all those games related. Right. But manga, it's a big market, really.
Manga is like a virus infecting the world. I agree with what's his name, Matt Walsh, that it is satanic at its roots. Because well, it's a long story. Long story there.
It's a different style. It's a different approach, really. The art and some of them can be really fantastic. But yeah, it's not for everybody.
Ghost in the Shell, that's for me. That was one of my first things ever seeing. Ghost in the Shell, Ranma, Inuyasha.
Ranma, by the way, is the original trans story. if you remember, looking back on that.
That they're redoing Ranma. They're making a new Ranma cartoon. I'm interested to see what they do if they change it, because like
Netflix
originally
is producing it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because originally, the story is what he gets cursed. If he touches water, he turns into a girl, and then he has to hit something. I can't remember what turns him back into a guy, but it's all like done in like a real comedic style. It's everything's played for jokes. Him being in the wrong bathroom, the wrong bathing room, and everything. And they really play up that there's a difference between being a boy or being a girl. So like I'm interested to see if what I'm saying, like how that's adapted with the new Netflix standards and whatnot. Like what are they gonna do with that?
Netflix, they jumped on that idea to make a trans anime because they've been pushing LGBT stuff for a while now on their network with their shows. So it's just a perfect example of how there's a lot of manga that's like borderline porn. It's part of the reason why I kind of stay away from it.
Oh no! Did you watch the Ghost in the Shell movie, Carbon?
Yeah, well, look, I'll admit, 90s anime. Yo,
geez.
what's up, Pat?
Hail, everybody. How you doing today?
Yeah.
I'll admit, 90s anime was good. There were some good movies. Obviously, Akira was good. Ninja Scroll, some stuff like that. I love it. Yeah, that's good stuff. Kashan Robot Hunter was that's like my favorite. But then something happened after 2000. I think maybe the world did end after 2000. We might actually be in purgatory. I don't know, but
we are in leftist purgatory. Yeah. There was somebody asking about. Sorry, there was somebody asking about my Spanish heritage. Yeah, I was born in Latin America, but I live in Germany. I lived in the UK for a while, up northeast coast of Scotland. Yeah.
Nice.
And the bourgeoisie there in my name is something my late father-in-law said about me. Just bourgeoisie. Just
Josie.
Him.
Huh.
They're written in Cyrillic. It's Russian. Like bourgeoisie.
Why did you choose Germany, if you don't mind me asking? What made you settle on living in Germany?
Well, my wife is settled here. She came here for work, and I just had to follow, of course. A good boy.
Okay.
You're talking different languages in your chat, Johnny. You've got a real international audience here. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's good. I welcome everyone in my congregation.
Yeah, remember you're still taking confessions and absolutions or whatever tonight, aren't you, Johnny? You haven't. That wasn't up until midnight. It's still okay. Okay, so.
Yeah, if anyone has any prayers or chat or confessions, come forth and talk to Father John. I'm just loading up a link that Jim sent me. It's a Twitter feed about Good Yin.
Yeah, I just noticed that this picture that they just put out of Good Yin doesn't look anything like any of the other pictures we've seen of Good Yin so far.
Oh, that's such a shame, man. That's such a shame.
He almost looks like like a Dragon Ball Z character in this picture.
Somebody mentioned in the X that they were doing. It's not fair what's happening and what Mike Baron is getting out of this. It's just not fair for him. It's not enough. Very simply, shouldn't happen.
I think they did it for the paycheck. Same thing with Chuck Dixon.
Could be, but I don't know, man. I really wish he would get more success from this instead of what's getting so far. What's that gooding?
Yeah, I mean that doesn't look anything like the guy that was in the trailer.
Wait, are you sure
the
it's not
animated
like
trailer?
a villain? That
Yeah,
might be
maybe
another character though.
I don't know. It says get to know Good Ying, and this is the picture they put on it. If I don't know. If this is a villain, then they kind of, the way they presented it is completely wrong.
Well, he has a villainous smile, for sure.
Forest Pub has got a really good point here. Where is the Johnny Scab puppet from the Rippaverse? Like, we need to go full circle.
To be fair to him, it's quite an odd one to make, isn't it? It's quite.
That would be awesome.
No, maybe
Johnny...
Mr. Self-Destruct is right. That's bad Ying, not good Ying.
Oh God!
You know, if that were actually the, I would find that funny.
Little baby boy's popping up again. That he's such a big man, isn't he? Hiding away.
So sweet.
Didn't.
See that? I think that goes with like I was saying earlier, that he has like some sort of problem with perception, because like I saw the video of Katie. They're laughing about it was Inuyasha, because Inuyasha is a wolf demon or a dog demon or something, or half dog demon, and they were laughing about some sort of fan art or whatever, and Matt interpreted that as some sort of like sexual advance. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's his perceptions are seriously flawed. It could be from drug use. I mean, it makes me reconsider a lot of my choices with
with drugs. Oh God.
Well, I wouldn't argue with someone who has Down syndrome or somebody who has actual mental retardation. So I'm no longer going to, argue with Matt Barr, because it's not fair to him. It looks like his prefrontal cortex. It might be enlarged. Yeah. He has an enlarged forehead. So, I'm going to be sympathetic to that.
Oh. He's gay, and in my culture, that means he must be stoned. Oh, well, Islam isn't all bad, Like,
which stone, though? Oh dear.
Drugs are bad, okay? Control.
Oi. Nice.
Oh no, it's control of narrative that he knows to be false. With the it's possible.
Maybe it's kayfabe. Maybe just kayfabe. Call attention to just make a fuss, and that's that. I saw some tweets on X, Matt Barr saying that Inglorious Rex is shit. Like, what? In which world do you think Inglorious Rex is shit?
What is a Durka Durkas? What's that saying? Can you bring that one back?
Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Bakalaka Durka Durka.
Team America.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Team America.
But already back to the Thunderbirds, because Team
there
America,
you go. See, that's it. All makes a circle, comes all the way around. That's how Good Ying could be great again.
That's what I'm saying. You're on point here, Jim. This is what about the possibility that Mike Barron is not? I don't think Mike Barron is like eating cans of beans or hard up for money. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this for a while. He loves the game. Is it a possibility he's sort of trying to like mentor Eric July like that? I mean, that's like you said. My hope isn't that Eric fails. Akbar, but that Mike Barron is trying to be like, hey, let me come in and help out. Yeah, I'll write good Ying, maybe I'll write bad Ying too, but to kind of like put him on the right path. I mean,
if that was he would have had to have someone like Mike or Chuck to actually be the editor of all his books. It's the only way it would work. Something like that. I mean,
is it? He has the Saska sisters are the editors of the.
Well, according to the books, Eric's the editor in chief. So.
Well, I think he made the Saskas. Once they did Yaira, he gave them editing that role as well.
It's just with the Saska sisters, it's just a blatant move to get like butch lesbians on their side. They want the LGBT market without saying it. And Yara and stuff like that, she's like that. She's like a big Amazonian sort of creature.
The lore masters. Chat saying that they're the lore masters of the Rippaverse. That's pop. Huh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. The lore of the Rippaverse.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? I guess it was a Reddit post by one of the Saska sisters fans. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where they were saying how they're crying and they're so upset for them having to be around them, and that might be a troll. I don't know if it's real or not. I mean, if it's real, it's hysterical. But.
Yes, that's how I.
Yeah, what happened in that post?
You're saying it's like one of the Saska's fans.
Yeah.
Well, they claim to be. It's like this whole long screed about how it's horrible, and they cry when they see the Saskas with Eric, and don't they know who all these people are, and how Gary is a racist, and they're all racist, and FNTs are racist, and Ryan Cannell is in the KKK, and it's like, what the fuck?
Well, that is the perception for a lot of like the hardcore leftists is that anyone right of center is just immediately fascist, Yahtzee, whatever bad words they can come up with. That's what Donald. I think we were saying that last night. If Trump gets elected again, he is immediately going to ban sodomy. Like that's day one.
He thought he was sending them all to an island.
Right.
Fire Island. For a party. He don't care. Nobody cares about what gay people do, man. Do what you want to do. Just stay the fuck away from kids. That's it.
That's all.
Leave them alone. Leave the kids alone.
And don't do it out in the street.
Pretty sure.
But today they're saying that Biden is actually considering dropping out of the race. That the White House is looking to get him out.
Yeah, they already said that he changed that Hunter Biden told him he needed to stay in, and he's staying in. He's the only one that can defeat Trump. So this is going to get even funnier.
I hope he stays in.
Well, I mean, if I received advice from Hunter Biden, who's better to get advice from than Hunter Biden, right? He's a level-headed.
Well, Hunter Biden is the smartest person Joe Biden knows.
See, it's been my contention along with my buddy Sam that Hunter is in actuality the president. Hunter's the one really pulling the strings, along with
Jill
and Jill.
It's Jill.
That's seeing her come out like the past couple days. Just
there's a history of this going back to Woodrow Wilson and then FDR, and there was another one. Who's the one who had that was in a stroke and in a coma for months and no one knew it? Was it Wilson? Wasn't Harding or someone else also? Right in that time around the beginning of the 1900s, there was 3 presidents that were basically out of it, and their wives ran the country, and nobody said anything. That was before the 25th Amendment, though. So
right.
I think the only chance that Kamala Harris has to become president is Biden winning and dying.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe that's what the Democrats are hoping for.
Well, they screwed around and waited too long. There's a bunch of states that have laws about when someone's on the ballot, when they can come off. And it's basically today was the deadline in Wisconsin, Nevada, and Georgia that if you didn't take your name off by today, you're staying on the ballot unless you die.
Yeah.
So
Well, I heard somebody make a very good point about the election, is that if Biden is still in the election and he wins, meaning everyone, the Democrats still voted for him, that will prove their hypocrisy, because right now they're confirming that they know he's unfit and that he should not be running. But if they still vote for him, it will prove how deranged they are against Trump, and that they're willing to have a senile man in the office instead of Trump.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That.
And ultimately Kamala too, because you're right. They're probably hoping that happens.
Yeah. Then, God forbid that he gets re-elected. If he gets in term and then die, well, there she is. That's the only chance that she has to be president. If I were her, I would just shut up.
Well, yeah, because if they replace Biden, there's no way she stays on the ticket.
Yeah.
Dude, if Kamala became president, that would be the only time I would actually say the same thing that liberals are saying. It's time to leave the country. The day I see Kamala sworn in, dude, I'm packing up and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Well, you've got people now, some leftists saying that if the Supreme Court comes down and rules that Trump had immunity, that Joe Biden should just arrest the Supreme Court and all these people, and then they can't do anything and cancel the election. That might cause a slight problem. You start, like this is a slight problem. You might, that might be, what someone might call an insurrection or a coup or something that, they claim happened on January because there was 3 broken windows and a woman got shot by a cop.
No, that was horrendous.
Well, it leads to who is actually running things, because obviously it's not Biden. Are we just saying that it's Obama running things? I mean, it's been such an eye-opening thing, because it's like not just
communists always run things by committee.
Okay. Right.
So that's what there's a committee of people running things in the background.
Yeah, and also Biden's cabinet, they're all hardcore leftists, and I'm sure they pretty much direct him, as you could see at the press conferences. He's directed by them as to where to move, what to say, and so I'm sure they've been pushing him along this whole past term.
Have you ever heard a president before Biden say, "If I say anything, I'm going to get in trouble"?
No.
In trouble with who? You're the fucking president.
What on earth even happened? Did they not know that he was just gonna glitch out for the debate? Did they?
He's suffering from my grandmother had the same kind of thing. It's called sundowner syndrome, where you're all right, and then all of a sudden, as the sun starts going down, you're just out of it. And so he has good days and bad days. And so they thought maybe they could get away with a good day. I'm sure they were giving him something to try and help him, to help the neurons fire. But once the neurons are gone, they're gone. So.
And there wasn't any drug test. I remember Trump was asking for him to take a drug test.
No, they're going to do it. Plus, if you saw that Biden kept going like this to his ear. Which is what you do when someone's talking in your ear and you're trying to hear what they're saying. And so they probably had a little the Secret Service earpiece in his ear.
Yes. Drugs, when they act in patients with dementia, they saturate to some point. There's a point of no return. Doesn't matter how much you give, it just won't help.
It just goes. Right.
Yeah, that's what might have happened.
Is he still here?
Come on, it's already July. At least here.
Oh yeah. So this is really your.
Big Bird Daddy to ruin me.
It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Hooray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way. It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Hooray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way.
Father, big as we are, you're a shooting star. You come so far. I was once in your shoes, in a closet like you. I had nothing to lose. Hey man, pick up the soap, get on your knees and pray. Hey man, release your load. You got to cease to delay.
It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Hooray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way.
Oh, strong man, queen of the ball, some brotherly love is a pleasure for all. Come out, open your eyes. It's a matter of size. Hey man, pick up the soap, get on your knees and pray. Hey man, release your load. You got to cease to delay. The game.
It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Hooray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way. Sing hallelujah.
Sing hallelujah.
It's getting to ya.
It's getting to ya.
Now remember, there is a big difference between kneeling down and bending over.
It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. It's okay. Hooray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way.
San Francisco, I get that you know. Together by faith, so the light is just in a gay parade. He-Man
It's a happy sailor.
He's happiest when he's dancing.
That might be. I have noticed he hasn't been dancing as much, so that could be.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, that could be explain a lot of his anger. Just
It reminds him of his days back at the Fashion Institute in New York.
On the ball.
Yeah, I just wanted to help celebrate it with him. That's all.
right. No, it's the only month where
I'm
we're
proud of
allowed
him.
to celebrate it in America. The only month. Every other month we're prohibited from flying
We have
the
a
flags.
bloody Pride month pretty much every month over here in England. Every city has one in a different month. It's beyond the joke. It's too many.
Really?
Just have one big massive one. That do. Don't have it in every single little city.
Or just don't have one. Do we have a straight parade?
Yeah, but then they'll find some argument for that, won't they? They always got argument.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a year where
they'd be like, "Oh, but you're straight. You haven't been persecuted and stuff like that." They'll say we're privileged because we're straight.
Some people actually made a straight flag, a straight pride flag, and they did a straight pride parade. I think it was in like a southern state, of course, and but people got angry, of course, about that.
Right.
And they had a motto. They had a very good motto. It was like, "You wouldn't be here if your parents weren't straight." Something like that.
Huh. Yeah, that one.
Here in Germany, there was a different approach before June started. Let me see if I can show you.
Hey Dennis, is any of this stuff we're seeing on like the internet about these people singing this song in Germany, he's telling the migrants
Yeah.
go home, or was that actually
yeah.
happening, or is that just being blown up?
Look, yes, it was blown up, and for as far as I can tell, it was a group of college students that get together in an island and started singing like that, which was a bit of a joke from some clubs before. And it seems that this parody of this Italian guy's song, that part has been happening for a while. People are quite discontent with all the illegal immigration here. But I wanted to show you this. Okay, this is what happened. They made the colors of the German flag and called it Stolzmonat, which is like the Pride Month, but National Pride Month. And they changed the flag with the colors of Germany, of course, and the old colors with the, I think it's called the shield of the country. And there's, yeah, it was completely blown up, basically, that whole thing. Let me stop this. All right. You could see it, yeah?
No.
Oh, are you sharing it?
Oh, yeah, I was sharing it. Sorry.
Yeah, go down.
I'll try again.
Hang on.
Let me try again.
Hang on.
Okay.
I'll
Let
find
me
it.
see. Let me see. Okay.
Are you sharing it?
Can you see it now?
Yes. Now hang on. There you go.
Right, there you go.
Here it comes.
There you go. Yeah. They started making the stickers, and they changed the pride flag for this one with the colors of the country, the colors of Germany, black, red, and yellow. But they faded it like this.
Right.
And they started putting stickers in some areas of cities. Some folks started doing this as a bit of a counter thing against the pride flag, and calling for a bit of national pride, which for me, I mean, it's great, because if you see it in a way, the only moment in which Germans carry their flag and go out in the streets and really love their country is when their football team is playing. Otherwise, it doesn't happen, and that's atrocious.
Well, Germany kind of got
carried away.
Well, they got a little carried away, and so after that happened, they kind of don't want them doing. Anytime anybody gets, a little German pride, let's say, they get fears that some guy with a weird mustache might come climbing out of somewhere. And
yeah, no, that's true, but that's also part of the past. And how can you preserve your country? How can you preserve your traditions without a bit of pride? It just doesn't happen. Right. How can you renegade, and how can you allow, that's going for Americans, how can you allow people burning your flag in your country? Any people, even your own.
Right.
It shouldn't be allowed. There's a...
Well, I mean, it is freedom of speech. You are allowed to say whatever you want, even if that means burning the flag.
Right.
Yeah, there was actually a legal case that happened where I think one of the first times the American flag was burned in public, there was a court case brought up whether or not that should be illegal, and it was ruled that the First Amendment is tantamount, which I'm happy, because that's that does need to be maintained. You know, we need the First Amendment to be.
Yeah, but they don't apply that to other flags.
Right.
If you burn a certain other flag, you're going to go to jail.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Well, it's funny that you say that because they came up with this new thing called a hate crime, which actually only came into existence within the last 20 or so years. And it's such a slippery slope, and you know what I'm talking about because you can throw the word hate onto any former crime that existed, just with that little caveat that there was hate there, and it's absurd. And so you burn someone else's flag, you say, oh well, that's a hate crime now.
Well, wouldn't it be a hate crime to burn the American flag because you hate America?
Yeah. Well, my first reaction when I heard about hate crime, I said, "Wait a minute,
we got a super chat from
Nicholas
McHugh. How much could Matt take on the black market? Anyone check his beef? Yeah, I wonder.
It depends on how
Someone
much.
will buy
It,
him, I
it depends on if you can get him to stop talking first. If you can get him to stop talking.
Well, they sell a thing that you can put on there to keep him from talking. That goes
yeah, ball gag. There we go. So if it comes with a ball gag, I don't know, $55,000.
They might just buy him for his organs. Might just use some bits of him.
You could probably cut out a bit of that drug addiction talk. That would probably take the price down. So, yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry. I feel like if you put one of Matt Barr's organs in your body, you would just instantly become 5% stupider, and then with each increasing organ, you just continue to get dumb.
Now we've gone into this country where they're painting flags on the street and arresting people for driving over them.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
You saying you drove on the street?
It's a problem.
Hansel Hauser would buy Matt Barr, apparently. What would you do with him, Hansel Hauser, if you bought Matt Barr?
Buy him.
Tell us.
What do you say to 50,000 there, Hansel? Is that
Oh my God, Mr. Self-Destruct. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Oh, Patrick. Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw someone earlier posted that Popeye's going to be in the public domain in 2025, so maybe Matt Barr's going to, just go with the whole Popeye, thing.
That's what I'm saying. He could be.
Yeah.
He just needs to find his blue.
He could do impersonations at kids' parties. Dress up as him.
Well, you saw the video where oh Jesus, we're
Matt
Right,
Barr
he's
will
the-
usually wake up around noon.
Oh my gosh.
Check to make sure his lover from the night before is still alive. He will start his job for the day. Some mouth work included. Mostly hand, though. Some new customers, but the usuals appear right on time. Now that he has a little coin, he'll take a trip into town. He needs liquor. He has no internet, so he'll have to go to the library. He tries to fill up as much hate as he possibly can. About Comicsgate. Usually by now a librarian will kick him out. Then games. Matt Barr will usually wake up around noon. Check to make sure his
Oh, that's good shit.
Day in the life. A day in the life.
Locals.
Wow. That wasn't you that made that, Johnny. That was someone else.
No, that was Someone, it says it there in the bottom of it. Hang on.
Who's that?
A
Sleeve.
little yellow symbol.
Sleeve colors.
Is that
color
Yellow
girl?
Flash?
Sleven Colivra.
Let me see if I can read it for you. Sleven Colova.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
And I'll click on the channel. Maybe we'll
Well,
see it.
that's on YouTube, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's a YouTube short. There it is.
Oh, okay. Well, good Slevin.
I've never
Slevin
really watched
Colivra.
many. Yeah. I come across it today.
He's got a whole load of videos. Is that a German word? What kind of word is Slevin Colivra? Do you recognize any of the? Does that? Can you read that, Dennis?
Sleven Colivra. But no, maybe Swedish or something like that.
Hmm.
That's strange. Because of the colors.
Right.
Looks like it's just a name from the other side of the Iron Curtain. This.
Be.
The Iron Curtain. Oh man.
Yeah, it's the Druid says it's from the movie Lucky Number Slevin. Okay, makes sense. Yeah,
good movie.
Yeah, I think another Brad Pitt movie, I believe. It's a good actor.
No, I don't think Brad Pitt was in that. That was
Josh
Bruce Willis
Hartnett.
and then Josh Hartnett and had a bunch of good people. Had the guy who, what the fuck is his name? Guy who played the Mandalorian in Iron Man 3. The fuck is his name?
Mickey Rourke?
No, in 3.
Oh. Ben Kingsley?
Ben Kingsley, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Mandarin.
The Mandarin, yeah.
Mandarin, not Mandalorian. I'm sorry.
Mandalorian.
Same difference.
Right.
Yeah, he was knighted, Ben Kingsley. He was a knight of the realm, so he was a sir.
Yeah, he is one of the better actors out there, definitely.
Bruce
Yeah.
is top actor, yeah.
I think all the people who have been
He
knighted
was
they
good
should
for
have
like
to,
gangster
have
movies
a
and stuff
yearly
like that.
fight.
Gritty.
What was that, Johnny?
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Just to keep knighthood. You have to win some sort of little competition.
Yeah. And tonight we have Ben Kingsley versus
I agree.
Sir Christopher Lee.
When I take the throne of England, I'll use you as my entertainment minister, Pat.
Oh fuck
You
yeah,
know,
dude.
Make the Lords fight.
You have no idea how much I want you to be King of England.
I've been studying Guy
It'd be
Fawkes.
amazing. Yeah, dude, Guy Fawkes is amazing. A Catholic. Interestingly enough.
Mr. Perfect.
Are you sorry. Oh, please.
Mr. Perfect, you would understand by that series. Truth is not always quiet. Well, there's a conversation going on. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm
probably-
saying there. They're off on their own bit down there.
How far have I got from the throne? How far are you from the throne? I've been to Buckingham Palace before. I went and visited it.
How you been coming with? You still been working on Raboon? Working on a script for Raboon, or one of the things we've been interested in. Who you got?
He's on the
So
back
you're
burner at
saying,
the minute.
are you saying that Matt Barr made you put Raboon on the back burner? Is this what this is? That you have to focus your time on him? Because that's just another
No,
notch.
I'm working on a new one at the minute. I'm working on a totally original one at the minute called Rock and Roll Ginger. It's about a ginger Australian kid that gets trained by ninjas.
Wait,
Oh, look, mate, if you don't stop fighting me, I'm going to try to hit you with a karate chop, mate.
And what you're still
it's
working on?
based on Liam, obviously. He's giving
I
me
will
his blessing.
fucking bury you.
Yeah, in
When's the
order-
next Johnny? When's the next Mail and Mysteries?
Well, I'm going to try and finish it off because I've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. So I'm going to try and finish it off over them 3 days. So probably the end of next week sometime.
Nice.
And it's available for 2 days for YouTube channel members before it comes out to the public. So
Cool.
yeah, sometime at the end of the week.
Excellent. What's it about?
This is, I've got another link from Jim. I'm just going to try and load that.
All right.
Wodenshot, do you feel proud about the fact that you're making fun of Shane Davis's dialect has just spread across all of Comicsgate? Now everybody says real.
Treller.
Miniature, yeah. It's so much.
I love Real Dill.
Yeah, Real Dill.
I say that now.
Real
actually.
Dill.
I say it's a Real Dill.
Oh my god.
Wodenshot's become a bit of a legend, isn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer. Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff ist nicht erfolgt.
We even lost Maddow.
Es bleiben im Raum Keitel, Jode, Krebs und Butter.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer sind Sie? Dass wir es wagen, Sie mein Befehl durchsetzen!
Liberal tear.
Mit belogen sogar die SS! Die gesamte Generalität ist nichts weiter als ein Haufen niederträchtiger, treuloser Feiglinge!
Dass die Soldaten, die für Sie
Nicht als Feiglinge! Verreiter, Versager!
Mein Führer,
Die Generalität ist doch kein deutsches, deutschen Volkes! Sie ist ohne! Sie nennen sich Generale, weil sie Jahre auf Militärakademien zugebracht haben, nur um zu lernen, wie man Messer und Gabel hält. Jahrelang hat das Militär meine Aktionen nur behindert. Es hat mich jeden Widerstand an. Und darin alle höheren Offiziere registriert zu lassen, wie Stalin.
Like Scarborough.
Ich war nie auf einer Akademie. Und doch habe ich allein auf mich gestellt, ganz Europa erobert. Verräter! Von allem Anfang an bin ich so verraten und betrogen worden. Es wurde ein ungeheurer Verrat. Geübt am stolzen Volke. Aber alle diese Verräter werden bezahlen.
mit ihrem eigenen
Heil Qua.
Zahn. Sie wird das saufen in ihrem eigenen Blut.
Jetzt beruhig dich doch.
That was good.
Good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was you that sent that over, Jim. That was good.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is funny.
This is perfect.
You know, especially since Dennis is in Germany, he would get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I do.
It's
I
like
don't know if they're monitoring his internet traffic. He might get a knock at his door.
Haven't so far.
yeah, it's like illegal over there to say like anything, not anything.
No,
but like
it's illegal to use symbols. For
Okay.
instance,
okay,
if you look, I live not far away from where all the Nazi rallies were held.
right.
So if you go, you can see the podiums, you can see everything, but you cannot see a single symbol.
Really?
Are you allowed to
Yeah.
Are you allowed to own like Nazi memorabilia for historical purposes? Like,
It's kind of clandestine. So if you see the how do you call this in the US? Like not eBay, but kleine sign, little announcement, little like eBay, but a bit more like local.
Okay.
You can see people that buy memorabilia and sell memorabilia, but just call it different,
Right.
and show.
like a Craigslist sort of
Yeah,
thing.
they show stuff from the World War One, for instance. They don't show stuff from World War Two. But if you go to certain shops, they do have it there, but it's quite restricted. So you're not allowed to go open with something like that, not by any chance. No. And of course, no making the. Otherwise, the police jumps on you. I mean, what's his name? This guy, comedian, Scottish, made with his dogs. That wouldn't happen here. What's his name?
Scottish
comedian. Count Dankula.
Yeah,
Count
Dankula,
Dankula, when
yeah.
he made his
Yeah,
dog
yeah.
do his
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't happen here.
Well, didn't Count Dankula get arrested or something though?
Yeah,
for teaching his
Yeah.
dog
He went
to.
to court. He went to court for it, but he won his case in the end.
Yeah.
Oh bloody hell! Frog Tony.
High five.
With a super.
All right.
Hell
What's
Comicsgate.
up, Frog
Hell
Tony?
chat. There isn't a new CG or a new CG2. There is. Use the push to do some others. Thank you, Tony. Frog Tony.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice. Yeah.
$20. He's trying to flex on everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's trying to show off. Frog Tony's a big player. Yeah, a lot of nice people in here tonight. Interesting chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Poor
Oh,
Pug.
yeah.
I don't think so. It's just a joke with Count Dankula. He just likes to wind people up. He didn't mean nothing by it. He's not actually
of
a
course.
Nazi. It's rather a little bit of a shock reaction, I think.
Yeah.
And
That's
anyway,
exactly what
the
happened.
original Nazi salute comes from the Romans. It was a Roman salute for the
Yeah.
Caesars and the emperors.
Mm-hmm.
The Nazis copied it off of them. The eagle and all that, the
Ah.
golden eagle.
There was this thing when the Champions League just started with Lazio and Celtics. You remember this? Lazio was put against Celtics.
Share my
And-
screen for a second, Johnny. I'll show it's that the symbol goes back thousands of years.
Yes.
Well before.
Yeah.
All sorts of different cultures too.
Yes.
No, not me.
No,
The screen.
He's gonna
I
do
got
this
it presented
now.
at the bottom.
Oh,
I was gonna, if you share I got it presented.
Yeah, sorry.
No, there's a lot of theories
now.
about how this pattern could have traveled overseas back in the day when there was no travel between civilizations and there was no communication between civilizations. But if you see it in a way, how patterns in our brain associate with what we see about reality repeats itself in different cultures.
Yeah, it's all over. That symbol is all over the world on all 5 continents. Well before, some of them go back. You could look. This one is from 2250 BC in Egypt.
The swastika was also used by Buddhists, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, this is this is Armenia from 5000 BC. This is American Indians or Native Americans.
Yeah.
This is Indonesia. This is pre-Columbian art in the Americas. So it's not a. They took that symbol for some reason. It could be because they were into, they were looking for all types of artifacts and stuff. They sent, and so who knows what they thought or what kind of mysticism or something relevant things they thought it meant or whatever. But it's a shame that because of that, everything in the past people just ignore.
Well, I think it coincides with also media because World War II. The timing of it when it came to radio and television and photography, it was, it coincided with being able to have more media showing it and spreading it and film, so since it was able to be spread that much more, it became more cemented with that connotation as a result of media. I think that's the cause.
What the druids is true. Yeah.
Like in the future, because of the internet, it's possible that certain terms, it's already happening. Like words are changing their meaning because of the way that they're used on Twitter. Like 50 years from now, like the N word even. I believe that the N word in maybe about 100 years is gonna change.
Everybody's gonna be using it.
Yeah.
It was almost there in the 90s. It was ubiquitous in almost every song that was popular on the radio. But now you can't sing along to those songs. Otherwise, you're racist if you like a artist that uses a word.
Right. Well, I mean, that's traditionally like anytime an authoritarian government or movement comes in, that's the first thing they do is to start redefining language. To say that's what I've tried to talk about this with Jonny before, but him being from the gentry, it's hard for him to agree with me.
It's like the whole thing with gender affirming care. They say it's gender affirming care,
right?
But they're not actually affirming anything because if they were affirming the gender, it would be the gender that they are, not the gender that you're trying to change them into.
Right.
And it's not care.
Yeah.
It's not care.
Or if you watched, any of you familiar with the old show Roots, right? That was the one that had LeVar Burton in it.
Yeah.
He comes over as a slave.
What's up, Toby?
It's Kunta Kinte. They destroyed their language in order to be able to, be able to change their mind, be able to change whatever their culture, whatever their traditions were, get rid of the old language, institute the new words. Or with the English, that was, from my understanding, and Jonny might be able to correct me better with this, but that when the Normans came, they replaced the traditional Saxon language. They use their terms, like the Saxon words are like, oh, that's the low class. Those are the dirty words. You can't say shit. you need to say excrement. You can't say piss. You need to say urinate. You know, it was a whole.
Yeah, they added a bit more French to it. Original Saxon was a bit more Germanic, and they added a bit more sort of like, it was called Norman, obviously, but it was like the first derivatives of, because the Normans were kind of bastard Vikings. They were spouted. They were bred from Vikings originally.
Really?
Oh, so is that what that show Vikings, when Rollo sets up camp in Normandy? Basically, is that where? That's supposedly like somewhat historical.
Yeah, the Vikings did take Paris at one point as well. So it's all linked. It is proper history. You can look into it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always love Johnny's streams just because, like, they're informative.
I'll try and find a little video about it or something to see if we can find what we're on about.
They even did it with the word gay. I mean, gay is happy.
Right. Yeah.
And now you can't even use the word gay outside that meaning. And it's a shame because they're not the only happy ones, you know? And not every gay is happy either. So it's a misnomer.
No, a lot of them are angry.
That's true.
At least 41% are extremely depressed. I mean, you know.
I mean, obviously Matt Barr's not happy.
Well, he's on a constant menstruation.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him, genuinely. I do genuinely feel sorry for him. There's something just not right. You're wasting your life away with being angry all the time. It can't be good for you. You'll die of stress.
No.
You'll die young.
Yeah.
The Druid's Druid here says that he has some Balkan friends, and that they say that gender-affirming care is a human rights violation. So that's one of the things I've seen. A couple things in the news that more European countries are starting to say, go against it. You know, like, what did I just do?
Yeah, because it's mutilation and it's against the Hippocratic Oath. It's actually unhealthy to do it.
Yes. That's what I was saying. It's not care.
So the other day I was at a formal, which for those of you who don't know is a very fancy dinner at Cambridge at a particular college, because yes, I have been completely indoctrinated. One of my friends who was sat next to me was trying to aggravate me and wind me up, and so said, if English is a Germanic language, then why does it have so many French words? And he's got a point. There are words like beef or pork or forest with one R. That's right, because that's how it's spelt. So then why doesn't that make English a Romance language if there are so many French words? In fact, there are more words of French origin in English than of a Germanic origin. Well, as I pointed out to him, just because a language, let's say any random Romance language, not going to pick and choose here, borrows lots of words from Slavic languages, again, not having a specific example, does that mean that that said language in the middle of Eastern Europe, starting in R and ending in A, the middle being Romania and Romanian, does that mean that that language is Slavic? And the answer is no. But the question remains, why does English have so many French words? Well, the answer clearly lies in the Norman conquest, which put a man called William on the English throne. Now, the fact of the language that he spoke and the way in which it affected the English language and Middle English, and by extension, modern English today. So that's what I want to explore in this video. So the Scandinavians and the people we now call Vikings, who went and raided and traded and settled across the North Sea area and beyond from about the late 8th century, which is a very convoluted way of saying basically the people we call Vikings. But the language they spoke was Old Norse in various varieties. And Old Norse, when they came into contact in Normandy, as I explained in a previous video, they came into contact with a population that spoke a different language. And over time, this changed. But let's put these two languages or multiple languages into a bit of perspective. So if we try and reconstruct the Germanic languages at this time, we see a split between, there's three groups of the Germanic languages. You have West, North, and East. Now, Eastern Germanic languages, these were the...
Right, back in these times, Germany was split into different tribes. It was like, it wasn't a united country. It was like barbarian tribes and Saxon tribes.
Goths.
Goth, yeah, that's it.
I knew it. I
Big
knew it.
titty goth.
The Goths were speaking these
Big
kind of
titty
languages.
Goths
So there's
as well,
several
yes.
variants of Gothic in several places that went on, but that's definitely a topic for a different video. Now, normally you often see it split between West, North, and East, but really it's probable that East Germanic split off before and that you had a Northwestern group because they share quite a few features in common that East doesn't, but that again is for another video. But if we look at the West Germanic languages, these might be languages out the time, like Old English being spoken by the Anglo-Saxons, a language that I've termed Proto-Frisian because Old Frisian is the Frisian that's recorded when it's
Old English, Proto-Frisian, Old Saxon, and Old Frankish in the West.
first being written down, which is quite a bit later, which is sort of 13th century, 14th century, etc. Other languages like Old Saxon, Old Frankish, or Old Franconian, it's sometimes termed, whereas the North Germanic languages generally split into Old East Norse and Old West Norse. Old East Norse being spoken in Denmark and Sweden, whereas Old West Norse was being spoken in Norway and most of the colonies that would appear throughout the North Atlantic. These are the languages that really are what we would call Old Norse, the two different dialects of that in a very simplistic way. Now, as I explained in my previous video about this, about the Normans and how they...
Yeah, it's very complicated, but yeah, the English language, the proper English language, not American English, the English language is basically a cross between German, French, and like Viking, Celtic.
Norse.
As well. It's got a lot of influences. Mainly the Normans. The Normans kind of made our modern words. A lot of them have got extra letters that make them look more French, and they don't really need them. Your cab, mate. What's that? Your cab, mate.
Yakub.
Oh, that's that Israelite guy, isn't it? Israelite. God, it's not just a phase.
That's right. I suppose. Can I take a second to like shill for my my goth comic, my upcoming goth comic, if you don't mind, Johnny?
Oh, you got a goth comic? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So my goal is to launch.
Is it?
Well, it's. Oh, geez, I'm gonna have to turn off this thing. I'm gonna launch it.
Put the screen on for you.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one.
There we go. Okay, so this is just I haven't started lettering the rest of it, but it's gonna be called No Worry, and it's basically the subtitle is gonna be Self-Centered Autobio Comics by me, right? I mean, you know how I draw, but that's not a bad horse. It's a decent horse, you know. Basically, it is going to be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not bad. He's supposed to look skinny because it's like famine, right?
He looks kind of sad. The horse does.
Yeah, it's famine. He's not a happy horse. He's like starving.
I mean, like he looks more like he's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like he realized the full moral extent of his actions.
Exactly. He's famine is not happy. He's like, I'm hungry. I stopped to run around. So it's basically going to cover like whatever I'm doing now. Oh yeah, I got to put my thing back on, or else I'm going to look horrible. Let's see I put up a sheet. Look at that. The sheet has made everything a lot. Go back to the Rippaverse. The sheet gives me a much better background. But it is basically going to cover the true story of my own involvement with what is at the time called the satanic ritual hot tub murder that happened down in New Orleans, Louisiana in 2003. I didn't kill anyone is the first thing I should say, which everyone says, but no one ever believes. But anyways, there's a whole backstory. I was present, witnessed a horrific murder that the actual perpetrators for, they did claim it to be a sacrifice. In fact, kind of to Satan. He was a self-professed Satanist. The guy's name, he called himself Worry, was what he called himself.
Is this something that really happened, or is this just your book?
Oh yeah, this is all true.
Oh
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's a little bit awkward trying to discuss it, so that's what I'm saying. You gotta make
they were killing that guy. It was kind of awkward, man.
Yeah.
Little bit.
I'm sure that guy felt really weird.
Right.
Did leave an impression. It did leave. It was so this is what I'm saying. You know, I'm gonna go explain all of it. There was an episode of like one of the true crime shows about it, but there's never been like actual. It's a hell. The only thing you can do eventually is just laugh about some parts of it because you know, it is a disturbing event in my life. Definitely, it colored a lot of my everything that happened afterwards. You know, I had to go to jail.
Like colored are you talking about the guy or your book?
I had nothing to do with it. I was just an unwilling witness, you know. But so
it was like a Clockwork Orange where they had your eyes peeled open, making you watch it.
Yes, basically. Wow. Basically. What you'll find out in the comic. So that's what I'm saying is I'm going to launch it in July. I'm just going to be doing like basically running it as like a web comic. So I'm going to post like a post a day, a post every other day or whatever on Twitter. Yeah, I'll use all my assorted like internet stuff to post the pages as they're finished, and I'll cover like assorted. You know, it gives me a different perspective on a lot of things. Of course, all the stuff now with all the World War III shit going on, like that's what I'm saying. Like famine, really, it's like it's hard for me to like be like my thing's so horrible. Pay attention to me because I witnessed a murder. It's like who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like we're literally starving people to death all over the place. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard for me to just put it all in a linear. You know, this happened to me, and then this, and then this, and then this, because it's like, you know, every time I close my eyes, whatever situation I'm in, like, I see a man dying, and it's like that never ends. You know, like if you're like, you've ever served in like the military, not to compare me witnessing a horrific satanic murder to defending our country, but you know, people have they call it shell shock or whatever. You know, you always see if you were shooting. You know, our enemies or whatever, you see that when you close your eyes or you have flashbacks. Apparently that's what it's called when you have all these vivid memories. It's called flashbacks. So everyone's going to get to experience that who reads along with my comic. So stay tuned. You know, I've got, you know, I'll put it on the Substack and the Twitter and Instagram and all that, YouTube. So we'll see if people like it. I mean, I don't expect anyone's going to be like celebrating it, but you know, it's one of the things that just makes me the interesting person that I have turned out to be. I
want to know why you didn't use your web
I like
to
your
web that
honesty.
guy up when he was trying to kill the black man. I want to know why. For instance, I mean, like, dude, it's kind of racist that you let that black man die. Just saying.
Well, that is I'm a lover, not a fighter. What can I say? I would have been a victim too if I had attempted to try and intervene. You know, like I don't know how many other people are ever around like fights or whatnot, but like if you're at a bar and two people start fighting, you try to jump in and stop them, you're generally going to get like injured yourself somehow. And then, you know, who are you trying to stop? You don't know what's going on.
That's generally the case, especially if you try to intervene when a man and a woman are fighting. You end up getting hit by both of them.
Exactly. And that was, I later learned that was the whole intention of the people was to murder the fella. It was a guy and a girl that were boyfriend and girlfriend and were both Satanists. She's now been out. He eventually killed himself, the fella, Worry. The girl, she was still running around. Every now and then she gets into the news. Last year, she
Jen
stole...
Sastra? Is that her name?
No, she... it's funny that because the Saskas have actually brought up a lot of the memories of this, because I can remember like we're leaving. It was in a hotel and we're leaving, and like I started throwing up. Like I don't handle like gore and blood like well. So like we get outside the door and I'm like, we get into the cab and the girl is like, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "Know what?" And she's like, "How did you know I have a vomit fetish?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know. So like the image of the Saska sisters puking into each other's mouths, you know, it was like
hot.
Like, oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, Ben, this raises a lot of questions, Ben. This whole pitch of yours raises a lot of questions.
I think you need to kind of condense it a little and maybe work on your pitch a little bit. Maybe run it past a psychologist before you.
They're like useless, is what I've found. They're useless.
Well, I have an idea. Maybe just don't say all that shit.
Maybe just say it's a comic about.
It's a comedy. You're going to be surprised. And like satanic murder, like all of a sudden out of.
Yeah. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Elf. I don't know.
I like that. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not officially launched yet. So like this is sort of like carving off the excess. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's my my jam. I'll be doing. I think July 19th is when I'm gonna launch it. Is the goal. He's like, I'm out.
No, I got to take my dog out. I was going to put it in private chat.
Yeah, look, your art reminds me very much of like
Hey?
Your art reminds me of the sort of art we used to get in newspapers back in England. Like sort of like Pino and Viz and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I really I enjoy, like black and white line artwork, and that's. I find if I color my own work, it really takes me out of like the creative process. So I'm just gonna stick to doing black and white, and what can I say? It'll give me something to occupy my time, if nothing else. Hopefully, probably to try and drum up some money. I'll sell. I got a couple copies of. And I got it all mixed up again. Still got a couple copies of Image Grand Design left, and it's one of the last books that's got Ed Piskor in it. It's one of the ones that it's got some of my artwork, and then it's got Ed Piskor drew an adaptation. I'll pull this thing off here real quick. You make me big again. I'll show you this thing here. If you all remember the 501 Levi's commercial that Rob Liefeld did back, yeah, Ed Piskor did an adaptation of it as a comic, and that is included here in Image Grand Design, as well as a few of my comics. Right, so that's what I'm saying. One of my comics is in there. Well, I've got a few pages in here, but never going to be reprinted. It's going to be back to the Rippaverse, But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an odd thing. There's no easy way to bring it up and explain it to people. Everyone you're like, holy Jesus, satanic murder. What the fuck? It's always a fun conversation stopper. So, but if I don't say
can't imagine why.
Well, the concept sounds interesting. The witness to a murder, the satanic element is intriguing because it creates a mystery. Mm-hmm. The whole, cat and mouse game. A lot of things can ensue from that. I don't know if you are meaning to make it a comedy though. Might not work for a comedy.
Yeah, it's not really a comedy. That was just a side joke. I mean, there'll probably be like some kind of weird, like I said.
What you should make it a porno. That'll do it.
like that. I like that. I mean, that was the whole reason, you know, the girl invited me to go along with them. And, you know, I'd been eyeballing her at the club all night, and she was definitely a hot girl. So that was my, you know, I'd been drinking all night at the bar.
She was a big titty goth.
Yeah. Well, it was more of a small titty goth girl, but
was she wearing a choker? That's the important thing.
Yes, a choker, long dreadlocks, mini skirt, little sports bra.
Wow, we got Bob Rogers. Bob Rogers 51 Johnny Scab membership. Thank you, Mary. Very
job,
much,
Bart.
Bob. God bless you.
That's what I'm saying. And I hadn't planned to bring all this up either. It just heat of the moment, you know. Johnny brings it out. He's a masterful stream commander.
Now I'm interested.
And for those of you now Ben's finished chilling his comic. For those of you that haven't seen Matt Barr's new theme tune, here you go. I posted the other day. People seem to enjoy it.
I did like this one.
Oh, it speeds up.
There we go.
Sweaty little hippie sitting in a drum circle. Your feet are fucking filthy. Put some shoes on your feet, you cunt.
Fucking hippies.
It's dirty. Sweaty lippy, got lippy on the internet. Sweaty lippy, sweaty lippy, sweaty lippy, got lippy on the internet. Sweaty lippy,
All right.
sweaty lippy, sweaty lippy, got lippy on the internet. Sweaty lippy, got lippy on the internet.
Do you have any reggae songs?
Reggae songs.
Like, do you perform any? I could see you doing a reggae song or a reggae version of that even.
I've got a sort of a heavy ska song on one of my albums called Honorary Rasta.
Oh yeah.
We do. I'm influenced by a bit of that. Yeah, reggae and dub and ska and stuff.
I mean, ska and reggae is basically the same thing, just reggae slower, you know.
Well, ska's ska's kind of mixed with rock and punk a little bit more, really.
Right. I can see that.
Here you go, Dr. Ben, this for you.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. Should I ask forgiveness for the satanic murder thing? I don't know if I've ever gotten it.
It's loading up. It's loading up. Something's loading. Oh no. There you go.
I got to be honest, Dr. Ben. Every time you're like, I wasn't involved in it though. It wasn't me who did it. It's like it sounds more and more like he might have done it.
Right. Well, no, I mean, part of it is to play up the whole, you know what I'm saying? There's no way to escape, like, criticism from it or anything like that. So that's what I'm saying. So you got to kind of, you know.
Why don't you just admit that you killed a man, a black man, by the way, that this keeps being left by the wayside. You killed a black man in a satanic ritual. Just admit it.
Well, see, this is the thing, is the fella, I mean, well, that'll give away some of the, maybe that's, I should name it like after OJ's book, if I did it.
If I did it.
Good idea.
Lol.
It'll give away some of the developing story if I explain all the rest of it, but I'll just leave it at that for now, because that's what I'm saying. I don't want to give away every, you know, got to reel y'all in somehow. If I give away the whole story.
I realized, Johnny, that Ben actually wants to do confession. He needs you to absolve him of this whole situation.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. This is the perfect time. Johnny's here. He's ordained minister.
The only solution, Ben, because you said you have some PTSD there, and you have flashbacks of the murder, right?
Oh yeah, constantly.
You need to replace that memory of the murder with a new memory. A new memory of you actually committing murder.
Oh my God.
So if I go on a murderous spree, that would help get rid of.
Yeah, I'll get rid of those negative feelings you have with that experience. You'll have a new experience to remember.
I like that. I hadn't considered that before.
Yeah,
That's like
one that's exhilarating. Yeah.
Right. Rather than being like shocked into it,
Right. This is my choice. I'm choosing this.
Right. Okay. That's. Yeah, see, that's what Mr. Self-Destruct is saying up there, is tag the Saskas.
And when you lost the best friend you had,
There you go, just for you. I won't play the old song.
I like it.
That was for Tex. Texas Zombie. He's a good man. I like Tex.
Honorary Rasta.
A little bit of a Rasta jam. The beat
I like
big.
Mr. Self-Destruct said maybe if I reach out to the Saskas, get some input from them. That might be. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, the vomit. That's apparently a whole fetish for people.
I'll be very careful reaching out to them, Dr. Ben. They might put a spell on you.
They're also Satanists. So I mean,
you might become one of their like, zombie simps. I'll be very careful, please.
Oh yeah, no, I'm.
Don't take it lightly.
I don't know if Johnny's joking or not, but legitimately, legitimately, I would be wary of speaking to those people.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing. We were talking the other day how I was on that Raptor fella's stream, and he has a Satanist lady there, N or whatever, and I'm definitely like a Christian. I mean, I kind of follow and try to respect all religions, but I've definitely had like prayers answered, like specific prayers in very uncanny ways. So I mean, the only thing you can do is like, there's so many people that treat like Satanism and occultism as like a joke or like a, like a stylistic, like an edgelord kind of thing, and it's like they don't understand that there's real fucking evil people out there. So I mean, yeah, I'm well aware. And that's what I'm saying. Is like, maybe that's the best I can do with all my experience, is to be able to show somebody, hey, watch for the Satan stuff. It's not cool. It's not cool. You see the Saska sisters, they're making out, puking on each other, worshiping Satan. You think it's a joke. You think it's hot.
You do think it's hot?
No, I'm to someone that would. You have all these people at the Rippaverse buying Yaira, reading the Satan Sisters book. Oh man, Satan Sisters, this is awesome. Donnie Cates, he's another one. Look what happened to him. He's
on that topic of comic book comic book writers who are Satanists.
Yeah.
I once made a complete and utter fool of myself because I thought that Mark Millar was a Satanist, and he might have been in the past, but he's no longer, or isn't one at all. So he had this book. It's called American Jesus, and I was like,
oh yeah,
I like he's one of my favorite writers ever, and I was like,
he's a good writer.
Is this blasphemous in any way? And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I know you're a Satanist, so I just don't want to, not to be mean, but I'd prefer not to buy that if it's blasphemous. And he's like, I'm not a Satanist. What are you talking about? So I thoroughly embarrassed myself to one of the most successful, talented writers in the comic book industry.
Right. Well, see, this is Geronimo. That's a good one. Can you bring up? It's not cute or sexy. Only pampered, sheltered ladies. Ladies or laddies? Think that shit is cool.
Ladies.
When you see that for real, it ain't no joke. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like you have so many, and I mean, we see it everywhere in the media, right? In rap stuff, how many rappers and stuff are now onto this Satan trip? You know what I'm saying? They view it as, like I said, like a joke.
Have you seen the latest Justin Timberlake music video?
It's on my to-do list.
Look it up at some point soon. It came out about 2 months ago. It literally is a satanic video in which he becomes possessed, and it's not a coincidence that he was just arrested.
Yeah,
a week or two ago.
First they're puking in your hat. Next thing you know, them bitches are dropping turds on your pillow. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Is like, so many people view it as like it's the hip thing to do. Like, oh yeah, Satan, he's so cool, blah blah blah. And it's like, it's not a good path. There's just like serious, consequences. It can be serious. All kinds of different aspects of it that so people need to be more aware of it, or at least younger people, or people that just don't take it like I said, seriously. I hate to keep saying serious. I need to find a different word than that, but just look at that Johnny Depp.
You said you're ordained minister, right, Ben?
In the same one as Johnny, Universal Church of Life. So it's like I'm a reverend, and then I got the doctor thing too. So,
well, it seems like you want to delve back into the underworld. Maybe you should do an exorcism. Find some satanic people, go into the underworld, and try to. And you can actually, have to be a great story. You could make a new comic out of that. Actually.
Right. Well, that's
The Exorcist, Dr. Ben, the Exorcist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it's not to be messed with, like. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like how many they're trying to put these Rippaverse comics. They're trying to give them to sick kids. You know what I'm saying? What if that's the next thing they're doing is trying to give out the Yaira comic to kids in a hospital, or send them into jails or something. They'll be leading people into thinking that Satan worship and piss porn and vomit and all that is okay, when it is not. Is really like
I just don't want to see another satanic panic like we had in the 90s with the that was a little over the top, with Tipper Gore trying to stop all the music and
would you say it's over the top when 30 years later transsexualism's a real thing that's going on right now?
See, I don't equate the
falling
two.
Into shit.
I don't equate the two. I think the transsexualism is Marxism. I don't think it has anything to do with Satanism. The Satanism stuff from the 90s was just edgy music that they they wanted to say like it's the devil, and it goes back to the spin the music, play the record backwards, and Ozzy Osbourne's going to tell you to kill your mother, or it's
Jim, let me comment on this because this is a huge thing for me because I'm into music and also this whole topic.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath, I told Pat about this. Black Sabbath is a great example. I love their music, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you go into some of their tracks, and like Nativity in Black, great song, NIB. You start reading the lyrics, though, and he's actually from the first-person perspective of Lucifer. He says, I'm Lucifer, take my hand. So, yeah, it might be, they say it's innocent, when you're singing along to these songs, you're embodying the idea subconsciously, and you're making it normalized for yourself to the point where eventually, yeah, maybe some of these other things you might open up to as well. I think that's Patrick's point because it starts there as a child listening to this stuff. You grow up, and then you're an atheist, and you're open-minded to everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I just didn't. I never thought. I grew up listening to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne and Anthrax and King Diamond and Slayer and Pantera, and
hell yeah.
I never once considered Satanism to be a thing. It just was, it just wasn't. What we're seeing now is more Marxism. Being injected into everything as a way for power and control, which
Marxism is against religion, though, isn't it?
Well, it is the religion,
But I mean, it's against like Christianity or you know what I mean?
It's just anything that would give any power or anything away from the state.
A warning sign
but the worship of the
satanic
state
behavior
is almost
may
to a
be
degree
apparent,
Satanism,
such as a sudden, bitterly antagonistic attitude towards family and religion, a drastic decline in academic performance, a reclusive behavior pattern, and listening exclusively to heavy metal rock music, almost to the point of addiction. When one or more of these warning signs are evident, you should look further for ritual items such as a pentagram or other satanic symbols, black or red robes, a decorative dagger or knife, a chalice or goblet, black candles, a personal diary with a black cover, which is called a Book of Shadows, and copies of publications such as the Satanic Bible and the Satanic Rituals, and possibly a small makeshift altar. If you discover items such as these, experts advise you contact your local law enforcement agency at once.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's what they try to scare people, but the vast majority of those things could also just be from somebody that learned about marijuana and started smoking it.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean,
but they do call that the devil's lettuce, so I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe it's all Satan. Holy fuck! He's in my mind. He's got me.
Part of the satanic panic, they were talking about a network of children being kidnapped through public schools and then sacrificed in satanic rituals. Now, clearly that sounds overblown, sounds dramatic, I agree. But let me ask you a question. If you heard about Epstein's Island before it came out, you would have said the same thing. As a matter of fact, everyone did say that. It was dramatic. That was a conspiracy theory. Lo and behold, revealed to be true. And what are they saying now? They have their lips zipped tight because they don't want to look like the fool. All I'm saying is that some of these conspiracy theories of these evil doings, they're true. They're out there.
You know, like Druid is right. Has your child been talking in squirrel words? Has he been using hibbity-jibbity bullshit? He too might have been conned into the satanic cult of the Rippaverse.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to help kids, trying to get these Rippatards. We don't want to see them fail. We don't want to see them end up as being victims of the Soska sisters.
Have they started growing long, unkempt beards?
Shoulder hair.
Shoulder hair growing out of control. That's impenetrable to holy water.
Oh, you see the video, that clip about the satanic behavior. You see the first part is the description of a kid, of an adolescent.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing different with others. But then it gets deranged with all these symbolisms and devices that you can find, the dog and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's overblown, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, the
But
vast
first part's
majority
the
of
thing.
people that listened to that music, and then even kids that wore pentagrams or did stuff, it had nothing to do with Satanism. It was just the music, and it was part of, like, you know, goth or whatever, heavy metal, you know.
But that's
I mean,
exactly how Satan works, though. You may or may not believe in all that. I don't know if you do or don't. But the argument that people like me are trying to make is that's literally exactly how he works. I'm just saying, like, if Satan was like blatantly evil, and you noticed it blatantly, you know, you're listening to I like Pantera. I really like. Gosh, my brain. Oh my God. Anthrax. Sorry, I really like Anthrax, but you know, I agree with Carbon. There's you start to look at the lyrics and you're like, so I just try to just listen to the instrumental part. But then again, that's how, if Satan is real, that's how he would do things.
Yes,
he would kind of slip in under the radar and be like, it's not a big deal. And then 30 years later, your country and the entire world is going to absolute fucking shit. And I agree, you know, the transsexualism stuff is Marxism. But I see Marxism as an offshoot of Satanism, and that's an argument that I could make at a later time.
Now, police have been skeptical when investigating these acts, just as we are in reporting them. But there is no question that something is going on out there, and that's sufficient reason for 2020 to look into it. One caution: we believe that some of the pictures and descriptions in Tom Jarrell's report may be disturbing and even frightening, particularly to younger viewers. Here is Tom's report.
Dateline, Northport, Long Island. A quiet community rocked by reports a teenager was dragged through these woods toward a late-night ritual of death. An eyewitness said the victim, Gary Lowers, was forced to pray to Satan as he was repeatedly stabbed to death.
Damn.
2 young men were arrested. James Troiano was found innocent last month, but his alleged accomplice never made it to trial. Ricky Casso committed suicide in jail the day after his arrest. Despite numerous signs that Casso was into Satanism and rock music associated with devil worship, police steadfastly refused to label this case satanic. The official explanation, a drug-related crime. Dateline, Phoenix, Arizona, 140 dogs found slaughtered. Across the country, police tell us, there have been more than 15,000 animal
That was a
mutilations,
cow.
and often they were clearly used in some kind of bizarre ritual. But there's no official
We know the government
explanation.
mutilates cows
Dateline,
to make us think it's the
Walnutsburg,
aliens.
Alabama. Police are called in to investigate the site of what appears to have been a ritual. They find various satanic paraphernalia, including pictures of the devil. There was a routine inquiry which didn't discover what was going on here. Across this country and Canada, satanic graffiti is turning up on public buildings and abandoned buildings, where police suspect secret meetings are being held by people.
Did you actually have that in America growing up then? Can you remember, can any of you remember that? Like,
I don't remember seeing stuff. I mean, I remember seeing the news reports, but I remember seeing the news reports, but I don't remember ever seeing all this stuff anywhere like this. But then again, this could have been the government doing it as a way to control people.
Yeah,
just like they're doing it, just got leaked out yesterday. The government's behind all these Nazi rallies, the white supremacists. They're doing it.
Well, you're right about
Proud
that.
Boys.
That's a technique of astroturfing, where, for example, this Satan storyline, right? they create a fake example and then they exaggerate it to something that you don't normally see, thereby making it look fake and downplaying the actual reality, which is that there's a subculture that you don't see out in the open. The subculture is the reality that they keep it hidden. It's an underground network of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this all kind of started with Manson, and he was, MK Ultra'd by the fucking CIA. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is it's whether it's in reality some sort of actual metaphysical devil, Satan, or it's the government doing psyops. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you know what I mean? It's something, and I'm not trying to tell people, listen, you shouldn't listen to Black Sabbath. That's not the message. But the message is to be aware. Listen, is there too much hibbity jibbity bullshit that you're speaking? Are you starting to grow your hair, shoulder hair? Are you starting to let it grow? Might be, a slippery slope.
I've got to end the stream soon, but I want to. Obviously everyone saw Matt Bard chickened out about coming in and seeing me, so Johnny's the winner there. I'll give him the option. Thanks for coming on, chat. I've had some brilliant people in tonight on Scab Cast and some great guests as well. Thank you for coming on, lads, everyone. It's been brilliant.
Nice to meet you, Jim and Dennis. I've never met you guys before. So
Lovely to meet you, everyone. Thank you.
Nice to meet everyone.
Likewise.
Thanks for having us, Johnny.
You're welcome back anytime. Very good to meet you.
If any of you guys are interested, every Thursday on BTM Reviews, we have a Theory Thursday where we go over crazy theories.
I'll tune in.
There you go.
We did the Anunnaki and Bigfoot, but unfortunately we always veer off onto other shit and it never really gets.
Adios, lads.
Hey, I just wanna say, I'm back. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Now I've made some changes in my life. Now I've moved on in life. Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. I'm thinking deeply right now. My life without you, it's like wow, but I don't know how to explain this. I don't know why it's happening to me, but I just realize you're not the person you used to be. Now I've left this city. This bullshit is not gonna happen again. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hated on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye to everybody. Life is short. Don't waste time worrying about trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hate on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who hate on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody.